Dreaming in colors I never dreamed in. Oh yeah. I let you in deeper than I let anyone else before. Filling up with my broken pieces, took them all and made them yours. Didn't know what my heartbeat needed. Skipping out, no I can't keep score. When I lose my breath, boy, you got me breathing. Oh, every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Oh, magic. No, I'm never letting go. Now that I have it with you. When you kiss me, it's like the stars fall out the sky onto my heart to cover up what I don't wanna show. I let you in deeper than I let anyone else before. Filling up with my broken pieces, took them all and made them yours. Didn't know what my heartbeat needed. Skipping out, no I can't keep score. When I lose my breath, boy, you got me breathing. Oh, every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Oh, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, yeah, you take me higher, baby.
It is a doggone shame that for the first time, Anna Hart is on the show and just her.
Where's everyone else?
It's late. I don't know where Tracy is, but welcome to Saturday Night Bottom, aggressive news show with Let's Be S3. I am your host, Marlon, along with Anna Hart, the very first Mafia member to be on. Hello, Anna.
Hello, Marlon. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Oh.
Ian has
There he
decided
is. To grace us
with his presence.
I apologize, y'all. I am.
I'm
No real excuse.
Oh,
Nothing
wow.
but love.
And then Anna, for today and today only, you're my favorite co-host on this show.
I don't know. Don't say only, because she might get us again later.
Huh. That was good. Let's see who's all out there. I already got Anna. First comment, first like, first Mafia member to be on camera. We'll see. Well, we see right now that you are. Hello, Susan. How are you? So Susan said that she's getting her coffee, so I guess she's ready. And just to make one thing perfectly clear, one thing perfectly clear now. Although Anna was on here before the other two, Anna was late. The music was playing in the background and everything, and then Anna popped up. So just want to make that clear. Hello, Mickey. How are you?
Hi, Mickey.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi, Mom. Gee, so nice to actually meet you, Anna. Yep. Hi, Mickey and Theas. So, I will say this is the first time we had a lot of people on here, but no, that was my birthday party where we had a whole bunch of people on. So, this will be a continuation on learning more about yourself. And we're I, for the life of me, cannot remember what the name of these things are. So please forgive me. I just constantly keep just putting it on there as the number. So we're both going to learn everything together.
The Enneagram.
Enneagram. But before we even get started, how's everybody doing?
I'm doing pretty good today. Good
That's
day.
good.
I'm glad Anna's doing well.
Yeah, I'm out of sorts. I don't know what's up. Just can't quite get right today. I don't know.
Oh, this is going to be a good show. Well, let's get this party started. So, like I said, we're going to continue on with the Enneagram, and we're just going to jump right into it. And the reason I'm probably going to be moving a little faster than normal is because I do have my favorite "Am I the jerk? Am I the a-hole?" thing that I had to break up, and it's kind of longer than I thought it was. And it's broken down to 4 bite-sized pieces. But trust me, every bite-sized pieces of it has in and of itself its own story that we would have to break down. So we're just going to be moving a little faster. But we're going to get into Enneagram number 5, the core value of it.
You're wondering if you, your partner, or a colleague is an Enneagram 5, you're in the right place. Learning your type can unlock a lifetime of personal growth, and today we'll start with the core elements of the Enneagram 5. 5s earn the nickname the Investigator because of their ceaseless curiosity about the world. Meeting a 5 can feel like an interview. They have little interest in small talk or feelings, but they will instinctively probe your brain to learn something useful. A motto for 5s might be, "The truth is out there." Famous 5s include Jane Austen, Mark Zuckerberg, and Jane Goodall.
So that's the core value number 5. I may need to mess up because maybe I need to go to the introduction to 5. And I'm going to tell you off the bat now, I didn't think me or anybody on this panel was it until it got to the end. And then I'm like, maybe so. So I apologize. Let me go backwards to go forwards. Here's the introduction to number 5.
Are you someone who listens to an informative podcast on your commute, researches all day at work, reads during every bathroom break, and then talks over dinner about that other thing you learned? At home, around the neighborhood, or at work, 5s have a small appetite for social interactions, but an endless hunger for learning. If that sounds like you, and if you care way more about ideas than clothes, possessions, or status, you're probably an Enneagram 5, the investigator, for whom life is one unending quest for knowledge.
So
I'm a 5.
you are
I'm conflicted
about,
because both clips were 5s.
yes.
And I personally don't have much in the way of curiosity. So the way the first clip played, I was like, maybe. But then the second clip is all me. So it's interesting.
It'll go probably a little bit deeper into it. Like I said, I didn't see any of me in it at first. I'm not a podcast listener. I'm not that person.
Oh, yeah. I watch documentaries for fun.
Yeah, I watch videos and things like that, but I'm just not that put a headphone on and start. Even when I walk somewhere for an extended period of time and I put my headphones in, it's probably looking or listening to a YouTube video of somebody I listen to. But to go to listen to a podcast, I'm not that person. Tracy?
Not me at all.
Nope. All right. Let's see what we got out here with the people here because it filled up really fast. Mickey said, I'm not in a good place. Depressed and enraged with going on.
Mickey, I'm right there with you, honey. I know.
Mickey, I'll tell you right now, you probably has hit on what Radical Truth to Power will be all about next Sunday.
Next Sunday?
You mean tomorrow?
No,
Tomorrow.
I'm not off.
No.
Next Sunday.
So you're gonna let this sit for a week?
Okay.
It's a big deal, so I mean it'll still be.
Believe me, and every time I think I'm not gonna get into it. It'll be next Sunday. When I'll be discussing. No, I have a whole huge Mother's Day, and when I mean Mother's Day party, I mean balloons and potato sack races and tug of war and blah 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 and blah 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 all day tomorrow. So
I love that you do it big, man. That's awesome.
That's the family I married into. They don't do anything small. They throw something, they karaoke and brother.
Happy Mother's Day, Foxy.
Happy Mother's Day, Foxy.
Hello, mother.
Hey,
Hello, mother.
Hello, Mama.
Happy Mother's Day to you. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms, the aunties, the surrogate big sisters, all y'all who raise the villages, man. Thank you. Happy Mother's Day.
Indeed.
Hello, Mama. Lorraine, right? Am I saying it right?
Lorraine. Yeah.
And somebody new here, Lorraine. Okay, Magic
Skyway. Hi, Magic Skyway.
Welcome.
That is a dear friend of mine. Hey, sweetheart, Callie.
Hello. Welcome.
Hello.
Susan said hello.
Happy Mother's Day.
Hi to everyone.
Yep, I forgot tomorrow. Oh, yeah, tomorrow's not good. Yep, tomorrow's not good. I'm like, tomorrow's Mother's Day.
I knew who you were. I know that picture.
I'm still going to check on you tomorrow, Tracy.
I will be perfectly fine for like 3 hours.
Okay, then I'll check on you the last 19 hours of the day then.
Right.
How the hell is Mark Zuckerberg the same character as Jane?
That's what I was wondering. Thank you, Mickey. I thought, boy, that didn't even seem like Jane Goodall. Okay, good. Mark Zuckerberg? Okay, I guess.
Don't know.
Nope, I actually don't have an answer to that.
But Mickey, you must have been
only
reading
answer I got is
mind.
People are complicated. So just because it's a personality type, that's not their full personality, you know?
Yes.
I don't get it.
You haven't got to the part where they're laying in bed and she basically says, your life is screwed.
Yeah, we'll get to that one. The lay in bed, no matter what, you always thinking of this stuff. Seeing the second part of 5 made me realize that each which category you're in can change in time. I was the second 5 most of my life. Now I'm older and I moved away from that a little. There is a part of the show that I don't show where they says there are branches to different categories too. You may be a core this, but you also have branches to different other Enneagrams. I have to investigate. Funny, I have to investigate. I have to look into it a little bit more, but I do have a strange feeling to think that over time, your core is still your core, but whatever it is that you branched off to may have slightly become more stronger. So just curious about that. So let's move on to the healthy and unhealthy. The growth. I'm sorry, the growth of 5, the investigator.
On the path to personal growth, 5s, like each of the types, have a set of unique signposts along the way. And as they move towards wholeness, 5s move away from fear, a scarcity mindset, and a greed for knowledge to a place of acceptance, generosity, and wisdom. 5s are propelled by an underlying emotional theme of fear. They defend themselves against this by compulsively accumulating knowledge. Devouring areas of study gives them the confidence to try and deal with the external world. Yet, despite how much they learn, the whispering late-night voice inside a 5's head says, "You'll never know enough."
I'm the
And
one
she did it again.
I'm the one that put these videos together, and I'm sick of the late at night you think about.
Yeah. And it's like lazy writing too, because for the Enneagrams that are emotionally based, you'll never be good enough. And for the Enneagrams that are intellectually based, you'll never be smart enough.
Yeah.
It's like,
and her voice dropping at that. I'm like, watch her say it.
And no matter what, you always lay in bed and think.
And it's always at night. Like nobody ever works second shift. Oh no, everybody just goes to sleep at night. Okay, whatever.
And the funny thing about it is, why is it that you assume, or why is it that she makes it out that whatever it is that you go to sleep at night is the most negative thought process? Like, you don't ever go to bed like, I did accomplish something good today. Yeah. I did pretty good. No, it's always.
I think what she's getting at is, if you're on the healthy side, then it doesn't apply to you, and if you're on the unhealthy side, then it does. You know what I mean? So,
but she said that about every single one.
Yeah, it's just weird to be like,
lady, ease up.
Yeah, that's like lazy writing to me, because it's like, what's it, like an old trope to be like, late at night it calms down, it gets quiet, and that's when your brain gets loudest, which I guess is fair.
I'm a core.
It would be, but the simple fact is, you're right. Either between emotion or intellectual, you can use that on all of them. I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. I'll never learn enough. I'm never going to be loved. I remember one of them, I'm never going to be loved for who I am, or something like that. It's like,
yeah, that was in number 2. That was me. I was number 2 one.
Like, come on, folks. So let's move on with the that was the growth. So the healthy and the unhealthy of 5.
Each type also has unique stages of development and corresponding healthy and unhealthy behaviors. Healthy 5s are true pioneers, experts who advance society with new theories and inventions, while also being wise teachers, mentors, and advisors. When they are healthy, their learning stimulates and benefits those around them. Unhealthy 5s become intellectual hoarders, using learning to escape external responsibilities, to check out of relationships, and to disconnect from reality. For each of the types, growth means more acceptance and awareness of our unique type, which provides greater inner peace and a greater ability to act intentionally rather than unconsciously. Growth for 5s means engaging with the 3 areas they most avoid: the external world, their bodies, and their feelings. Asking for help or teaming up with someone can balance their natural impulse for independence. Cooking, dancing, or exercise can prompt 5s to be present with their own bodies. And finally, exploring their emotions, whether through journaling, meditation, or honest conversation, will bring valuable self-awareness. So that's the Enneagram 5 in a nutshell.
What the hell is international hoarding?
Informational hoarding.
Informational hoarding. How do you
like that show Hoarders,
knowing a
where
bunch
they
of
keep all
useless
this
information?
Yeah, like
you never seen the people who I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead. I cut across you.
No, I was just gonna say, like the people you see who just they voraciously just read books constantly. They're reading books, and they're not always like fanciful or something like that. They're like Dr. Carr. I think some of us are familiar with him.
Yeah.
That he has an endless wealth of just information.
Yeah.
It's only now that, I mean, I don't know, maybe he's been doing it for years, but he's giving it out now. But generally, that type of person is just, they just accumulate, but they're not giving it to anybody. They're not, trying to bring other people up to speed. They're just learning.
So they just know something. They're just not going to teach it.
Well, it's not that they won't teach it. They don't feel a need to. Like what I got from what she was laying out is these are people who don't feel like they truly fit with regular people. So in order to not feel uncomfortable, they absorb themselves.
Marlon disappeared again.
Yeah.
I'm right
There
here.
he is.
No, but they absorb themselves in whatever their intellectual curiosity is. I can kind of relate to that one.
Encyclopedia brains.
Yep.
So I'm still kind of confused on the hoarding part of it. Like, so they concentrate a lot on whatever topic. I'm just throwing something out there on whatever topic there is, and that's it. So everybody need to learn.
No, they don't care if anybody else learns it.
That's what I thought. Okay.
It's kind of like one of the earlier segments that she put out. Because like I said, I'm guilty of this. I never feel like I fit with most people. Like it's very few people ever feel like I fit. So where I find peace is when I'm gathering information and learning more about all kinds of stuff. Like I'm constantly it's not just social justice and politics. It's law. I learn about fish and I'm learning about solar systems and, I'm just taking it all in so that if I'm ever in a conversation, it may not be the deepest conversation, but I'll be able to contribute to it.
Mm-hmm. Agree. I very much, the more she spoke, the more I had someone in mind on the unhealthy part that is crazy about cats, wants to learn everything there is, every single breed, every behavior. But how does this contribute to the grand scheme of things, the earth, your country, your community, even if you're going to just take it down to that level? You hoard these useless information, and really, because when are we going to need, unless this person's a vet, I don't know, to know all of this information about cats? When will this truly be useful, necessary, so that the rest of the population can catch up? I don't. That's what I see as the intellectual hoarding, Marlon.
I think I got it now.
They can fall in that rabbit hole and just keep on going.
And now I've come to the conclusion that I can't be that person at all. I've learned so much putting these shows together and learning different subjects and everything, and that's my point of, well, why would I do that if I'm not going to share it with people? Like, what would be the point of me knowing it? Because I'm like,
that's a healthy and unhealthy.
Yeah, I could understand what you were saying, Theus, but my deal was, okay, if I get into a conversation on that certain subject, I can hold my own. I got that. But if somebody was to come to me and go, you know what, I've been reading XYZ and I'm just so, like today, I was so confused on intellectual hoarding. I'm so confused on XYZ. Do you know anything about it? Sure. Blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to say, sure.
Well, I think
is that to the other person?
Perhaps you're taking it to the extremes because she was touching on healthy versus unhealthy.
Yeah.
I was talking about the unhealthy person. I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I was more.
And you're talking like an extreme unhealthy person. Like
a healthy investigator becomes a teacher. because they know the importance of the information that they are gathering. They even said it. One of the archetypes of type 5 are teachers. So,
And if you were
I think-
unhealthy, if you become healthy, when you were unhealthy, accumulating all that information, and then you reach that moment in your life where you're healthier, now you're an amazing teacher because you have so much information that you can give out. So it's like that whole ebb and flow type of thing.
I'm with Thea's on that. I always gorge on informations.
mm-hmm. If I was going to get into something, I was going to get into it, research it, learn it. I used to just pick a country around the world, and I want to learn as much as I could about the culture, the people, and then go somewhere else so I could learn how these things all interconnect. That's what I see.
Oh, I wish I could say that.
As a researcher.
I too love a wide variety of information, but I also love when someone asks a question about a subject I'm well versed on. Love sharing it. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm weird.
Say what?
No, I said I'm also kind of weird in that I don't have a lot of curiosity. So if something catches my eye and it piques my curiosity, then I'm going to dive all in. Like I'm looking at where I want to escape America to, right? So one of the places on my list is still in America. It's Puerto Rico, but it's different. So I'm like absorbing Puerto Rico videos left and right and reading stuff. And that's where I'm at there. But I'm not that curious about other things. So like cats, the lady who's like really into cats, I don't think there's anything that's going to make me say, oh, let me go learn the difference between a calico and a box cat.
I don't even know what a box cat is, so
I think that's a type.
Like...
I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. I don't know what it is, nor do I care. It's a cat. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's a cat. Not ever going to be that curious about.
That's so unfair.
I don't care.
That's so wonderful to give you all this love. All they want is food and a little love back.
Yeah, I'm not a cat person, but I mean, if I'm a dog person, so
I'm a dog person.
So like I can sit there and be like, I love labs and rots, and I can name all these different types of dogs. It's no different for someone who's really into cats. They can name all types of cats. So,
but this is my thing. I'm a dog person, so I would investigate what type of dog I would like to have, and then go full in on that. Not the ins and outs and the emotional and the hair length and no. But
that's where I would say that goes more to hoarding.
Yeah, but I do understand what you're saying is whatever piques my curiosity, I don't know until it piques my curiosity.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, but I don't reach out to go find information. But if I come across something, I go, oh, that is really interesting. Then I'm fully into it.
Yeah, I'll start pulling threads from there, right?
Yeah.
Like when I started learning more about, Black American history, I started with the familiars, Martin and Malcolm. But as I start pulling on the threads, I start learning about different people and different, so it's interesting.
LOL, one of the areas that I've been avid about since very young is animals, not just domestic, but also wild. I've always had dogs and cats and horses and snakes and gerbils and a lot of it. But Mickey, that's animals because you have a love for animals.
But not one of them.
But not one animal that you have an Encyclopedia Britannica in a library behind you, as I'm actually pointing at there, books on a animal. So that's what I mean. It's like, that's also, and I'm gonna move on. That's also to me, and maybe because I'm sleepy and a little cranky, so I'm trying not to be cranky. To me, Anna, would that also seem to be the kind of person you do not want to be caught in a corner holding a conversation with? Because that seems like that's going to be the subject. and you don't care.
Yeah. I would hope that that person would be self-aware enough to know that the person they're talking to has no interest. But yeah, you bump into those people often.
I am one of those people, unfortunately.
They
Because,
always
like I said,
flock
I
to
don't.
me.
Yeah, I don't. It's literally one of my things I wrestle with internally is that I don't fit in this world, and I know I don't. So it's really awkward for me. So if someone seems like they're interested in something I'm interested in, I'm all in. I'm excited. I'm dropping information. I'm pulling and all that. And then eventually you notice it's like, yeah, they don't care.
Nature teaches us a lot. Yes, Mama.
Mhm.
Cat information. Oh, come on, Susan. The cat breed known as the ragdoll, again, have no idea that even existed, took 4 years to reach maturity, by which time it's size of a small bobcat, courtesy of my oldest. Thanks, Susan.
Thank you.
Uh, just don't.
Oh, Mickey, you were one of those people at the dog show, and they put the dog around the chain. They go through the the circle things.
Oh, you run through the whole thing there. Okay, see, I would actually be kind of curious of that.
Now that I am
Training
curious
part of
about.
it, because it's like,
And I had to get very into learning about German Shepherds and how to train with my service dog.
my son has a ragdoll. Oh,
Oh,
okay.
yeah, my brother. And they are lovely cats.
So we're going to move on before I fall asleep. And we're going to go to introduction number 6, which I have no idea what it is again. But here's the introduction to the number 6 Idiogram.
You have your emergency contacts and blood type accessible in your phone, snow chains in the car, and an earthquake kit in the basement. You remember to change your smoke alarm batteries every 6 months and show up for every family gathering, PTA meeting, or homeowners discussion, and always have thought-provoking questions to ask. If that sounds like you, and you need a massage for the tension you're storing in your back, you're probably an Enneagram 6, the skeptic. Defined by your desire for safety, which you seek through questioning, worrying, planning, and belonging.
Yeah, that ain't me.
No.
Oh boy, she hit another one.
Really?
Really?
I honestly, going through that, Theus, I thought with what you have said about, always needing to know safety information when you come into a building, but no, that didn't relate at all.
No, because if it relates in a very, very small sense. Like, I make sure we always have extra paper products, and I make sure that we have extra water. I've been a little lax in making sure I have my go bags ready, in case of like that.
Mm.
But it's not something that absorbs much time. Like, time to replace the smoke alarms is when they start chirping. And hopefully I put them back up. So yeah.
I literally listened to that and that whole introduction to it and got exhausted. Like, I'm not doing all that. I'm not putting snow tires and blah 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 and okay, let's move on to this. That's the okay, let's move on. I'm like, I'm so tired listening to you. I don't want to do any of that stuff.
Well, see, I mean to do all of those things. Like, I fully intend
I
to
fully
do all
agree.
of those things. I don't.
But I'm not gonna stay up late at night going, I wonder, did I? I'm like, yeah, it'll be there in the morning. Hello. Well, good gracious. Hello, Joy.
Hi, Joy.
Hi, Joy.
Joy. Hello, Saturday night. Hello, Joy. Welcome back. Dang it, I missed 5. That's my type. Yeah, Joy, that actually is your type. That's what you're actually going into the job to do. Okay.
Research.
Wow.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yo. Oh no. Editor? Editing. Something.
How's school going?
My son really likes Rag Doll and his Dutch girlfriend, who is just cute, not as fluffy. Susan, now Susan gonna do this on purpose now, but okay. Let's go ahead and move on to the core of number 6, the skeptic.
We will start with the core elements of the Enneagram 6. Sixes earn the nickname the skeptic with their tendency to view the outside world as a threat, which leads them to constantly ask questions and approach the unknown warily. Hence, the comfort of people and groups that they can trust is crucial. Sixes embody the Boy Scout motto, be prepared. Famous sixes include Kristen Stewart, Jennifer Aniston, and Mindy Kaling.
If you say so, because
how did it be determining who falls into what category? Did they ask the person, hey, are you this one or are you this one?
I would think like outdoorsy people would be.
I thought so.
You would stick in there.
The Fifth Element was the first person that popped in my head, and that's literally the only one I can remember.
I believe in being prepared. Prepared.
Okay, here we go. Yes, edited and proofreading and virtual assistant for authors and bloggers. Yep. So Joy, yeah, you would be a 5. Okay, all right. Yeah,
I can't go into something will it like, oh, just gonna do it. No, I gotta sit down and think, what's the pros, what's the cons, who am I gonna contact, how am I gonna get around stumbling? Yep. I go all in.
I mean, I'm definitely a planner to that extent, so I would say that, yeah. But as far as preparedness to deal with whatever, I just trust that I can.
I don't think I'm deep enough, so I'll take it upon myself. I don't think I'm deep enough to think of what the worst case scenario could be. So I don't think I can actually prepare myself. That's just not me.
Oh, well, I'm definitely on that worst case scenario tip, bro.
I'm because Anna, you were saying about walking into a room or a restaurant or something and scoping out the place and everything. That's from upbringing. That's from where I was brought up, that you always know where your exit is. It's an automatic thing. We just do it automatically, but I'm not going to do that walking into my house. I'm not going to walk in and go, okay, where's my exit? Okay, where's my... I don't care now because I feel safe in my house. Now, granted, I will say this. I do find myself looking at an object that I place somewhere, and then when I come home, I look at that object again to see if it's in the same place that I placed it. And if it's not, then I'm like, okay, either I got to go leave it, or who the hell is in my house right now?
Do you... Because I have, my wife got on me so bad about this when we were early in our marriage. I don't look for a particular thing. I literally notice everything. So if you move the remote, I would have something slick to say, just so you know I noticed. So what you watch on TV? Or I noticed that the imprint in the chair is, there's an imprint there. It's not flat like if it's been sitting there for a while. I said, oh, so you were in the living room? Like, I used to do stuff like that. I noticed everything. And she was like, I feel like I can't move in my own house. And I said, all right, well.
To you and you irritate.
That's the most, I wish somebody would get up and
what did you watch on TV? I'll tell you exactly what I watched on TV. Our TV? Sure.
Yeah,
what do you want to know? What time? Did you have a fun time sitting in a chair? Sure did. Nice and comfortable.
And this person was over, and then the mailman came. And then after the mailman came, I went to the store. Then I'm like, no, wait a minute.
See, now that I would do. I bet that I would do, Tracy. That's a great idea. I would literally go row for row for every question.
Every little thing I did. Everything. Oh, yeah, you gonna play this game?
Enjoy the TV. I sure did, because at 7:00, Andy Griffith came on. At 7:30 it was Benson. At 8:00 it was where you going? Hold up, now I got something else. Whole bunch of commercials. Lots of commercials. Let me tell you my favorite commercial. My favorite commercial was the Spick and Span commercial. That was a fantastic
Mr. Clean, what are you talking about?
Yeah, but
Not
see, here's
even
the
backing
funny
up
thing
about
about
pie
that.
sour. What things? Not forget about the pie sour because the pie sour was a good show, but I just don't like the lady anymore because she's not like literally getting on my nerves now. But then I had to go use the bathroom. We're running out of toilet.
We really don't.
Then I came back out, and things.
You forgot to wash your hands?
I sure did. Let me go do that now. I'm gonna wash my hands, and I'll be right back to explain to you what came on at 8:30.
Yeah, you do something like that to me, I'm gonna go every single detail. And then I ate a sandwich, but my blood sugar was a little high, so I took an extra unit of insulin. And then,
See, y'all think that actually would do something. So, one thing has been well established. None of you have a personality type that would work with me in a dating relationship anyway.
Absolutely.
But
probably not.
no, ain't no probably to it. But my wife, like I said, she fixed all that. She did it that early. You know what I'm saying? But I used to do that. But doing what y'all just did, at first I'll be like, all right, so she thinks she's slick, huh? Okay. So since you think that I'm playing with you, so now you're playing back with me, I guess it's time for me to play back with you. And I guarantee you it's gonna be a really weird, nuanced, detail-driven, over the top. And I'm like, you're never gonna want to play this game with me again. Because I pay attention to more detail than you do. But instead it was more of, no, that's not how I want her to feel. So while I was showing, my intention was to show that I'm paying attention to things, it's not how it was being received. And it's what matters is how it's being received.
See, yeah, because
So I changed it. See, y'all decided to come at me with like the petty style. And
that's because we're petty. Hello.
Which is why I said we would never work, because we never would have got to the dating stage.
Mm-hmm.
My oldest daughter is a type 6.
Really? Wait, you have more than one daughter? I didn't even know that.
I was never a skeptical until the last 6 years. I actually have been seeing conspiracy theories a lot, and since then I'm always coming from the right. Conspiracy theories actually put me more at ease because I'm listening to this stuff and just going,
y'all dumb.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Trump is saving the world from
if
the
you're
child
really
molesters.
afraid of this, then hey, I may be safer than I thought I was.
Well, the problem with conspiracy theories is when you don't agree with them, you can easily identify how ridiculous they are. But when they feed into something you kind of believe, you can get sucked in. And that's what happens, unfortunately.
Oh my God, you and I were about to kill each other.
Well, wouldn't even get to that.
Yeah.
As soon as I get a hint that it's not working, I just dump you and move on.
What? You got that many children? I promise I just thought you had a 3-year-old. That's all I thought.
I thought you had a 3-year-old daughter. Okay.
Oh, yours is like mine, Joy. I have a 22, a 13, and an 8.
I have a something.
Marlon, you got a basketball league as your star.
Yeah, you got the.
You got a lot of children. So we're not going to ask you to name them because we know you'll forget some of them, and we don't.
They all still jumping out the black van on the TV.
I got some that's in the 30s. I still got some that's in the 20s.
I have sponsored children.
Yeah, what?
Sponsored children.
Okay.
Well, when I found out that Lyme disease and other infections that I have could be passed to a child, I decided, after wanting to be a mother all my life, that I could not do that to a child. So I turned to other avenues to, if I could have, I would have adopted, but not healthy enough.
I've learned so much from you because I was familiar with the term Lyme disease, but I didn't know it was as serious and deeply it completely alters everything.
Life altering.
Yeah.
Yes. With me, it's because I had 8 years between 2 bites and a doctor giving a shit. So it became a very difficult problem. But if you get it early, it can be treated. Done.
That's why I love this group. We always still giving back to everybody.
See, I'm a 5 and I'm a teacher.
Hello, I'm from Brazil, Rio de Janeiro. Can you send a hug to my children, Wanda and Gabrielle? This is
Flamingo.
Hello to the whole family.
Hello to everybody.
Hey, Lydia. Hey, Gabrielle.
Hello to
Hey.
you. Stay safe over there. I got to go there one day.
My wife said I can't go to
Brazil. Not for Carnival.
Oh, I would like to go to. Wait a minute.
Carnival would be so cool.
No, I wouldn't. I just thought about it. I'm like, no, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't.
Too many people.
I want to go to New Orleans. It would never be through
Mardi Gras?
Mardi Gras.
Oh, that I'm doing. I'm definitely doing that. I gotta go just
I'm
to
good.
see it. Yeah, gotta do it.
Yeah, I'm like Marlon. I want to go to I've never been to New Orleans, but I would only go because I want the food. I don't want to be there for Mardi Gras.
I don't. I really.
And how do you get beads? You expose yourself or something? I forget that. How do you get beads?
You have to show your mammary glands.
Oh, well, then I ain't getting no beads then.
Thanks very much. You are definitely welcome. Thank you for coming. Let's continue on because we're running out of time. What did I just do? The core. Let's go to the growth.
Yeah.
On their path to personal growth, sixes, like each of the types, have a unique set of signposts along the way. As they move towards wholeness, they move away from doubt and fear and toward trust and the courage to act. Sixes are propelled by an underlying emotional theme of fear. They defend themselves against this by trying to prepare for every worst case scenario. And to cope with an unpredictable world, they build up support networks, disaster plans, and savings accounts. Yet the tension of sixes is while they want security, they also don't want to feel controlled. Yet despite how much they plan, the whispering late night voice inside a six's head says, you'll never be truly safe.
Well, she didn't go till You Never Good Enough and it disappeared.
I mean, that sounded like they just did a synopsis on being a Trump
I was like,
supporter.
Anna, she left. Where did Anna go?
Like that's like the archetype for a Trump supporter or American evangelical. Scared of your own shadow and worried about the end and got to prepare for the end. And I'm like, okay.
And even if there is no end, we're going to make up an end for you to be prepared for.
Just scared. Just always scared.
I can't do that.
That's no way to be.
Sorry, I saw a comment from Susan, I think, that I was trying to tap the chat and I tapped leave. Sorry.
Oh, that's all right.
I'm learning.
To answer your question, Tracy, how you get the beads, free the tatas.
That's why I said, I couldn't do that because they would be seeing nothing, basically.
Free the tatas. Get them free. I would love to go to Carnival if there were no people there, which is absolutely not how that works.
Yeah, Carnival.
In any kind of way, shape, or form. So that's fear with both 5s and 6s.
Yeah, so it's like lazy writing for real.
Is she
but I
gonna
think
say
they
journal?
do that fear thing with all of them, though. They
You're never
just say
good enough.
fear and then they say what they think they're afraid of.
And watch her say that journaling is going to be the answer. Watch. I mean, heck no, she said that for every single last one. I'm like, watch.
All right, look, let's go on to the next one, which is the healthy and unhealthy 6.
Each Enneagram type also has unique stages of development and corresponding healthy and unhealthy behaviors. Healthy sixes are the ultimate teammates and protectors who will work overtime and bravely defend loved ones. Healthy sixes are confident in their decisions, whose preparation and foresight benefit those around them. Sixes in stress fixate on perceived dangers, degenerating into paranoid, ulcer-ridden worrywarts who see an accident around every corner and an ulterior motive in every friendship. For each of the types, growth means more acceptance and awareness of our unique type, which brings greater peace and a greater ability to act intentionally rather than unconsciously. Growth for sixes means believing in your own agency in life rather than seeing life as something that happens to you. Growth can also mean choosing to build trust and think positively rather than approaching others with suspicion. Since sixes spend a lot of time analyzing and worrying, relaxation practices like yoga, meditation, or dancing are key. So that's the Enneagram 6 in a nutshell.
Well, she didn't do it. All the other ones.
Hold on, Tracy. Hold on for 1 second.
No tears on the pillow.
Mickey.
Mickey. At least they could drop in your waist bank. Some of us, they're gonna be like, where? I don't see nothing.
Marlon, go to the next thing.
Sorry.
That was it. I haven't heard this kind of information before about sixes. I always heard of sixes as being business leaders. I can see them being.
See, I don't see that.
I do.
That.
Yeah, because they have to prepare, they have to forecast. Yep, they have to prepare for the
Business
worst.
leaders I've known through my life, they are not always prepared. They're visionaries. They're go-getters. They have the beginnings of a plan, but not the completion of the plan because they're always adding to it. So like those aren't the business leaders I've now like the security officers and those type of people. Yeah, I could definitely see them as sixes because they're always like, all right, what's the backup plan? Where do we go to if this doesn't work out? Yeah, that's what I've seen. But who knows? I'm just one person.
When you learn about IT and you have if you ever listen to a IT supervisor, those definitely are sixes because they have a backup plan for a backup plan for a backup plan.
They have to. They've seen it go wrong.
Yeah, when they really feel something can go wrong, they have a backup plan about 3, 4, 5 deep. That there is absolutely no time in any way, shape, or form should anybody's system be offline even for a second. I mean, these guys are meticulous on their roles of what they do. I just can't put forth that much effort. I understand it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not degrading it at all. I just can't see myself putting that much effort into doing it. Mm-hmm. So I'm definitely not a 6. I don't even think I actually have. I may have a 6 trait from, like I said, me and Thea's walk in a room, look around, where's the exit, where's blah, 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 and everything. But that's a trait. I don't think
Yeah, it's definitely not something. It's not a descriptor for me at all.
Yeah, that's not something.
Yeah.
I think I can do well with those people.
Oh yeah, I can deal with them. I don't think they're irritating at all.
No, I mean like sometimes different types clash just because they're so different. But I think I'm similar enough that it wouldn't, But yeah.
If you're going to be skeptical of every single thing out of someone's mouth.
Yeah, that part.
Thank
you. You're right.
That'd be like, get out of my face, please.
Yeah, I think I twisted it. The 5s I'd be good with. The 6s, I swear, they made me think of Trump supporters, conservatives, and evangelicals. That's what they made me think of. Like,
I didn't necessarily think evangelicals, but now you say it, I'm like,
They're afraid. And so they're acting out of their fear as opposed to anything else. Like it's the principal driver.
And like I said, and if there's nothing to fear, we're going to make up something for you to fear.
Because they believe that fear helps keep them sharp. It helps keep them aware. And unfortunately, if you're fed a steady diet of fear, you can easily become paranoid.
That works on your
nerves. I could
nerves.
not possibly live my life like that. I could not possibly live my whole entire life in fear of something.
I'm too hopeful.
Yeah, you lose me when you try to sell me on fear.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I can't do that.
But I do respond to consequences. Like, so I do want
Mhm.
to focus on consequences, but just to be afraid, nah.
Right.
That no, that's can't be me. Always had tiny ones, and that's fine. Everybody has tiny fears. I'm
She's
just
not
saying
talking
that
about
She is not
fears.
talking about
Not
fears.
talking about fears.
She in that same club that I'm in.
I know because I'm trying to get over that we could play hack a sack and hack a sack. I agree. I
Say what?
this is your mama. I ain't got nothing to do with this. Hey,
I don't know what was going on there.
not my mama. I'm not in that house. I just post the thing on here. That's all I do. I don't even know where the subject went to. I think they still talking about carnival. But anyway,
Never
Rebel-
kick the tatas.
you have to release the tatas.
You never kick them. You're talking about hacky sack. No. Respect the tatas.
But yet when I talk about mine, we go, oh, go to the next subject.
What did you say? This? Respect the tatas.
Oh boy.
Respect the tatas.
But notice, I bring mine into the conversation. We got to change the whole subject, but I'm not saying
I don't
anything.
want to talk about your tatas. You're my sister.
I don't
Let's
have
talk
any
about
to
your
talk
sister's
about.
tatas.
I don't want to talk about anybody's tatas.
Oh, no. Halle Berry's tatas.
We're going into the second hour.
Mm-hmm.
And she didn't say journaling was the answer. I'm surprised because she literally
And I
said
didn't
that
see
on
any
everything.
crying into your sheets.
40G for
Poor
What?
OG, Gorgie. I don't know that.
Gorgeous.
Oh, she's saying that's her bra size.
40. Oh,
She is a cup size G. G for gorgeous.
That's our first hour of the show for today. We're gonna move on to the second.
I just heard the best laughter
I know.
from
I'm
outside.
trying to play music.
Play
I'm trying
music,
to get
yeah.
out of here. I'm trying to get out of here. We're gonna move on to the second hour because, woo! I thought this show was gonna be bland. Apparently, I keep underestimating this group. So we're gonna move on to the second hour. Like I said, and a fair warning because this is. Am I the A-hole is deep and philosophical, and it may be a little trigger for anybody. So if anybody wants to drop off and don't want to see it, I completely understand. No, it won't hurt me at all. But it was so, it grasped me so much that I just wanted to share it, even at the end. And I already have my answer to it already off the bat. And even at the end, I'm going to tell you why, because I have my philosophy behind my thought process about it. So we're going to go ahead and move on into the second hour. So we're going to go ahead and take our 3-minute break to refresh and reboot. And I will see everybody on the other side.
Living for weekends, wishing I could take a break from this world. Running on a hamster wheel, but searching for something I can't feel. I just wanna be a lost girl and fly. Take a breath, feel my wings spread, levitate above the ground and make eye contact with clouds. Now I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free, finally, finally. Living in this crazy time, putting back the pieces of my mind. I know how to run from the dark and fly. Feel my wings spread, levitate into the clouds. I'm so high above the ground. I'm rising. I'm soaring above it. It all. I just wanna be free. Finally, I wanna be free. I wanna be free. Finally, I wanna be free. I got to burn you. I'm rising. I'm soaring above it. It all. I just wanna be free. I wanna be free. I wanna be free. I wanna be free. Finally.
Anyway, welcome back, everybody, to Saturday Night Bottom Aggressive News Show. Let's be S3. We're moving on into the second hour of the show. But before we even get started, let's go ahead and take care of some work. If you are here, please do not forget to hit that like button. I truly appreciate it. Of course, you would not be the first one to hit that like button because Anna already got you on that one. Anna was the first one to hit that like button. So please be the second, third, and fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh person to hit that like button. I truly appreciate it. If you like this kind of content, please do not forget to hit that subscribe button. I would appreciate it. And even after the show and you're not here, leave a comment. If you could all do me a favor and go to Tracy's Patreon page, I would truly appreciate it. So will she. Please do not forget to go to Thea's Patreon and help him out. All of these people have a cause. Please do not forget to go to Radical Truth to Power's Patreon page, which is spelled exactly the way it is because I don't know how to do Patreon pages apparently. And also, please go and support Anna on her website. Again, I and she would truly appreciate it. Leslie, caught these hit the bottle, LOL. Yeah. Oh, she's at. Oh, I'm a number 5. Oh, okay.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, she is? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let us move on to the newest segment, Am I the A-hole?
Hey,
So,
family, you got a little bit of a typo in your graphic.
and where? It do I?
Run it again.
Yep, I see it now.
Yep.
Instead of
It's
saying
like you're saying
am,
I'm,
you said
I.
I'm.
I'm
Yep, I saw it.
little difference.
We know what you meant.
That will be changed by next week, so don't worry about it. I'll change it. Well, I've been playing this for 3 weeks. Why y'all can't?
We just now know. I didn't even notice until Thea said it. I was like, oh.
Wow. I wasn't even rushing on that thing, but okay. So like I said, once again, this is your time to leave if you're easily triggered by family issues. But like I said, again, this is like this is just something I just really felt. It was really interesting. It's really thought-provoking to me. So we're going to go on with the story.
Turn on notifications. My name is Ryan, and my twin brother Sebastian and I have never been close. In fact, he made life hell growing up, and my parents didn't help by playing favorites, getting him better stuff on our birthday, only going to see films that he liked at the cinema, giving him extra money for housework despite us doing the exact same amount of work, and he would always put me down, belittle me, bully me with his friends at school, break my stuff, and then blame me in general. It was all a pain. Growing up, the only people I knew to rely on were my older sister Jane, my cousin Kai, and my best friend Isaac, who all knew what an awful person my brother was. Anyway, cut to when I was 17 years old and I had my first girlfriend, someone that I loved very much. We didn't do the deed because she wanted to wait until her 18th birthday, but it turns out she was having an affair with my twin brother behind my back for half the time we were together, and only got caught when it was revealed that she was pregnant. I was crushed. She knew how much I hated my brother and saw some of the awful things that he did to me, but she still went and did that. Cheating is bad enough, but to do it with him, of all people? When I slugged him in the face, his nose broke and made him lose a tooth, but according to my parents, I'm the one in the wrong, and now we have to help this girl who is carrying my twin brother's child, and we have to help support them. My brother then said that he had no intention of being a father and told my girlfriend to terminate. She then ran out of town and I never saw her again. I don't know if she had the baby or terminated. All that I know was that she was gone and my folks were still praising my brother as the golden child. I was still the black sheep and a failure as usual. Another
Wow.
I can't type fast enough to.
Oh.
Wow.
Let me see. Let me count this out. 4 words.
Okay.
I don't believe you.
Oh, come on. Don't do this.
I sort of kind of believe, but I'm like, dude, there's 2 sides to every story. There's 3 sides. There's his side, the twin brother side, and the actual truth.
I don't.
You are an idiot person writing in.
Yeah. I don't
Okay.
But so far, he's pretty much on the. He should have popped him. Well, then she just left town. She never.
No, he definitely should have. I mean, if it, let's say it's real, your brother deserved to get beat down.
But then the parents, what? Who are they? They're just like, what?
Yeah, who knows? If, like I said, if it's real,
I'm like, is this Jacob or Esau? Oh, wait a minute, I don't want to go on vacation Bible school with people again. But I'm like, dang, come on, parents. Yeah, I'm kind of like not believing this. It's got to be more to this.
I don't believe it either.
Yeah, I'm like,
nice short story, buddy.
Nope, there's more.
Yeah, because I'm like, it's something he's not telling.
Like Jerry Springer's true too, folks. Just so you know.
Okay.
I'm gonna move on to the next story to get this over with because I already know where this is going. So
this is worse than that one last week where she was a child pedophile who had a ring and just sat there and admitted it after being arrested for
because she got confronted by Walmart security. Top
like what, girl? They're just making up stuff. He's literally sitting there, probably some troll from Russia or China or whatever country, just making stuff up. Just like, okay, watch this.
There are 4 a-holes in this story: the parents, the brother, and the girl.
And
probably
the twin is complaining.
Being the dude telling the story.
Yeah, he the main one stuck. But I
We
guess
gonna move on because I already know
Woe
where this
is
is going.
me. I did
I'm
nothing.
gonna go ahead and move on because I already see where this whole panel is going. So ain't no use trying to make it deeply philosophical because y'all ain't gonna believe what the story is. So
we just saying we have a hard time believing what he's saying.
yeah,
I'm just
I
saying
know, but I know
it
what the
smell
rest of the story
funny.
is, and you're not gonna believe the rest of it then. So let's
Well,
move
so
on.
is the rest of it.
I am. Here we
It's the
go.
Batman in the story here.
The year goes past and me and my brother still despise each other, but I had started dating again. It was a long while, but I finally found someone, a boy that I liked. I am bi, and this new guy Daniel that I had met at college caught my eye. He was deaf and I studied sign language out of boredom, so we got talking and things seemed to just click. We date, we fall in love, I bring him to my friend Isaac's party to introduce him to my friends, and everything feels great. At this point, the only one who knew that I was bi was Isaac, but one day, walking into a cinema, I was holding my boyfriend's hand. I bump into my evil twin. He points, laughs, and says some phobic remarks. I tell him to bug off, and I go see a movie with my arm around my boyfriend. When I got home after dropping my boyfriend off, I knew I'd be facing something as I walked through the front door. I saw both of my parents on the sofa. My mother was crying about how on earth she could have given birth to someone so disgusting. Was it too much to hope that she saw the light and was talking about my brother? But no. She was talking about me and how I'm a stain on our family's name. My father gets up to yell at me, spout phobic remarks and slurs. At this point, I see my brother up the staircase with a grin on his face. He then comes down and says that he is uncomfortable with sharing a room with an F slur, and my folks kick me out right then and there. With what little clothes and money I had, I went to Isaac's house, and his family took me in, where I stayed for 6 months, actually experiencing familial love and affection. And Isaac's mother and stepdad, I consider to be my own parents now. Eventually, me, Daniel, and Isaac all get a 2-bedroom flat together, and all is good for the time being. So, cut to December last year. Me and my boyfriend, now husband, Daniel, were married. Isaac was my best man. My sister and cousin Kai walked me down the aisle. I have a brilliant job in graphic design, and I have my own house by the sea, and life has never been better.
He is really pouring this song.
His brother gets his boyfriend / husband pregnant, and
No, his girlfriend.
No. See, the brother got the girlfriend pregnant.
Yeah, the evil twin got the girlfriend pregnant.
What's going to happen is the brother is going to get the husband pregnant, and then they're going to run away and build free housing for homeless, one-legged immigrants in the desert, because his seaside home is in a flood zone and the hurricane knocked out the power.
I hate you.
You know what?
It's so unnecessary.
I thought this was going to go to he slept with Daniel, the husband / boyfriend. I thought, okay, watch he say it. Here it comes, and it didn't come.
Not yet.
No, yeah.
Got to build to it.
Okay, I can say I know a lot of people with this story. This very story without the girlfriend behind, but
Wait. Okay, go ahead.
yeah. Maybe not with a twin brother, but anyway, I know a lot of people who, yes, they bring a significant other home and they are met with get the F out.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, I know people who have then gone to their partner's home and then they're welcomed with a familial love that they never experienced at home. So all of that
part, but
it's like he's splicing multiple
Yeah,
make-believe stories together. And I'm waiting for the alcoholic Santa.
I'm just waiting for them to adopt a child, and then that child favors the evil. And I like the way he said, "My evil twin."
Oh, you did it, Tracy. You solved it. They're gonna adopt a child, and it's gonna turn out to be the girlfriend's
Oh my
child.
God. It will. Okay.
I mean, that's the only way he could.
It's
This is a
not.
good episode. This is a
No,
good
Ma-
episode.
No, it's
man.
not.
Boy, if that
That
had
was
really
great.
happened, I'd be like, dang, I'm good.
Black
Sell this
kid.
to Days of Our Lives.
We adopted a child, and that child was my nephew or niece, whatever the child's gender is.
And the
It's a
child
thin line between love
turns
and
out
hate.
to be attracted to rag dolls from the 1920s era and
Didn't have that back
gets
then.
addicted.
They weren't there yet.
Gets addicted to smelling salts, but only peppermint flavor. And the evil twin, because he too likes peppermint chewing gum, realizes the errors of his ways, and they all come together to knock off the parents and live off of the inheritance in Maui.
Oh boy.
Anna, don't encourage that. That's not how the story goes. They're obviously going to adopt a child, and that child's going to be the child of the brother who got the girl impregnated. Boom.
No, and I'm so glad we're nowhere near that. So no. So let us please move on before I just cut this whole freaking feed short and just
Hey, you're not
stop
going to.
everything. Here is the twist that nobody's gonna believe apparently, but here's the twist anyway.
By the sea, and life has never been better. However, I get a call from my sister that my brother was in the hospital. I hadn't thought about him much over the 9-year period since I was kicked out, but being reminded of his existence brought up a lot of painful memories for me. I was told by my sister that Sebastian wanted to see me and that it was urgent. So I went to the hospital that he was in, and I met my sister outside the front entrance. I ask her what this is all about, but she doesn't tell me, and that I need to ask my twin. So I arrive to where my brother is, where my parents are at his side, and my folks actually look happy to see me, as if what they did to me hadn't happened. And Sebastian also looked really pleased to see me. It's safe to say something was off. Eventually, I ask, what's going on? And why was I even here? To which my brother tells the family to leave us two alone. He looks so much weaker than before. He used to intimidate me so much. He told me that he was dying from kidney failure and has been for the past few years, but now he didn't have long left to live. I knew immediately where this was going. He then said he always regretted that we never got along, at which point I told him no. He looked confused and asked what I was on about, so I simply told him I was not going to donate my kidney to save him. He looked as if I had just pooped in his food. He then went on about how bad the situation was and that he was really sorry for all the things we did to each other growing up. Excuse me? That we did to each other? I told him I just wanted a brother growing up that cared and loved me, who wouldn't try to break me every day for 18 years. He then called in our mom and dad and told them that I wasn't going to give up my kidney. They started to spout off that I owed them for my existence and that I have a duty to look after family. I asked them, where was that duty when they kicked me out of the house? Or where was that duty every time my brother gave me a black eye? Or their duty to look after their grandchild when Sebastian decided that he didn't want to be a father? I said for all the things that he has done, from outing me to having an affair with my girlfriend and getting her pregnant, then abandoning the child that was his. This was the universe's and my way of finally giving back what he dished out to bite him in the butt. I then turned around and walked out of the room, having that be the last time I ever saw Sebastian again. I'm not sure why they'd want an F slur's kidney anyway. I walked past my sister, who gave me a look. I gave her a look back, who then, in turn, gave me a look that said, I understand. After leaving the hospital, I felt great, as a weight had been taken off my shoulders. I went home and I never looked back.
He's going to give him the kidney anyway. Watch. He's going to give him the kidney anyway.
I called BS from the beginning. And then on top of it, okay, is it just me, or is it time to admit that whoever is telling this jacked up weird story has skipped their meds and is actually the problem in this family? This is the person He's not taking any level of ownership. He hadn't said anything he's ever done wrong or challenging in the entire family. The whole world is out to get him and his pregnant boyfriend's wife's
cousin on his mama's side.
On a mom, yeah, up the road, down the block, and stuff.
He's gonna give him his kidney. I got money. I think he's gonna give him.
He's not gonna give him his kidney. What's gonna happen is his sister said at the end, "I understand." Right? She gave a look that said, "I understand." What that means is, okay, we're gonna have to go another way to get this here kidney. So now he's gonna go back to his hotel room and he's gonna take a nap. But he's gonna wake up in the bathtub full of ice, and they done took his kidney.
No, you got it wrong. No. What's gonna happen is they're gonna find that child that he didn't take care of, and then that child is going to donate the kidney. That's what's going to happen.
Oh yeah, they're gonna find a child, and they're gonna like knock him over the head, and then like
no, the child's gonna donate the kidney because they're gonna want to feel closer to the father that they never knew.
But the kid would be probably about 15 at this point.
But 15-year-olds can donate kidneys.
I don't think they can.
If you get parent consent, you can.
So okay, so then he never relinquished his parental rights, so he still has the ability to demand parts from the child, and he'll take a kidney.
The child of Plymouth? What are you talking about? The man of
He's gonna get a complete overhaul, and then the child with one kidney and half a lung is gonna go on to be a world-renowned speed skater.
The more I smoke, the higher Thesis gets.
Your teen needed. Yep. Somehow he's gonna get this kidney, and if he doesn't, then he'll be like, "I felt deep regret that my brother never loved me, and it was all his fault and my parents. I never did anything wrong.
Never hurt anybody." Not even a fly. There was a fly and it landed on my sandwich and I wanted that sandwich. But did I kill that fly? No, I did not kill that fly.
You can either show that you are the better man, give your kidney, and live your life, or you can be petty, do what he did there.
What's even worse is dude is sick because he said, I left the hospital after telling all my family, forget you, die. I hope you die painfully because you got my girlfriend pregnant and made me go and be gay. And it's your
nobody can make you be gay. Oh my goodness.
I hope you die in the hospital. And I felt great.
The child first demanded 15 years of support in exchange for his kidney.
I didn't think about that one.
Yeah,
that's a good one. That is a good one to go with. But somehow I have a feeling he's getting this kidney somehow, and it's going to change his life. He's going to be like, I was a horrible person, and I got this kidney, and now look at me.
No, I'm still a horrible person.
Why the sister couldn't give a kidney?
No, he's going to get the kidney somehow. I don't think the brother's going to give it to him, but somehow he's getting his kidney. I don't know how.
Oh, let's finish this. Let's finish this story because apparently the rest of the time that we have on the show is going to be taken up for another story. So let's go ahead and just finish this story so we can listen to the other story.
Yeah.
Now, last week, I got a call from my sister calling to inform me that Sebastian, my twin brother, has died. She asked if I was okay, and I said that I was, that I didn't really feel anything at all, honestly. She said she understood to a degree as Sebastian hadn't been all that kind to her over the years either. I had my husband and Isaac there to support me. Honestly, at this point, Isaac may as well be our adopted child since his living with us till this whole situation with the world is over. The next next day, I was getting calls and texts from family members I hadn't spoken to in years, telling me that I was going to hell for being a bad son, being a bad brother, and for being an F slur, and that me and my husband don't deserve children. My hubby and I have been looking into adoption and surrogacy. This makes me second guess my choice of not giving my brother my kidney. Even in death, he's making things harder for me. I did wonder if I was a bad person and if I made the wrong decision, but I knew that if I was in that position, I would have been left for dead. Forget him. Here are a few other bits of information that may clear some things up. Number 1, his renal failure was from living a hardcore lifestyle of substances and drink. Number 2, my folks and sister did get themselves tested to see if they're matches and none of them were. Number 3, I disowned them from being my family years ago, apart from Jane. So when I got married, I took my husband's last name and hyphened it with Isaac's last name, to which his folks were very pleased about. Number 4, some family, Kai's folks and my dad's brother, have actually called to see how I'm doing and say that they don't judge me for what happened. Others, however, have continued with said treatment of me, whom I've now blocked. Number 5, if he had been a good brother throughout my life, I'd have done it without a second thought. I'd have done the same for Jane, Kai, Isaac, and my husband, but I felt that he didn't deserve it. And finally, number 6, it's unlikely that I will ever see my parents again, and I'll make sure my children will never meet them. My revenge to them will be being a better parent than they ever were. With all that said, was I the jerk?
Ladies and gentlemen, Mafia, there's nothing wrong with the system. I just know what's coming next. So I just wanted to take this little breather just to breathe in the peace of, I just wanted to take the story in and breathe in peace a little bit, because I know that this panel is going to dismember it in so many different ways that it's not even remotely going to be the story that I showed you. So let's bring them back in.
The child that they're going to adopt is the same child that the first brother neglected.
Can someone help me figure out who the hell Isaac is?
I thought Isaac was like a cousin or something.
I thought it was.
He's like, he was like their child.
It was like a
I'm like, huh?
person.
I took Isaac's last name. How old is Isaac?
And didn't Isaac get sacrificed? Oh, no, he didn't. That's right.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
How was it that no one, not either parent nor the sister, was a match for the kidney? Is that a thing?
That can't happen.
Well, that can't happen because he was a twin.
Yeah, the twin would automatically be a match. Well,
should be automatic.
No, the twin would be a match. The parents may not, because the parents, let's say, they could be A, B, and A, and then but the only thing you know would be a match would be the
wait a minute, that's only if they're identical. If they're fraternal, they could be totally different from each other.
That's also true. That is true.
Because the story never said they were identical.
And he kept saying he was like,
they were identical in the beginning.
Huh.
So if they're identical, it would make sense for him to ask for the kidney because they have identical traits. And why would you? He's piling it on, and yes, he is
lying. He lied. Why are you lying to me?
I was wrong about him getting a kidney. I guess that's not the way to start.
Okay, so all that aside, let's use our imagination. Let's use our imagination. Ain't like y'all ain't been doing it now, but let's use it in a different way. Let's use our imagination that the story is true. Let's just stretch it out as far as we can.
Who is
he the a-hole?
I'm gonna go with yes, because dude, bad stuff. Look, I have family. Some family, like I love all my family, but some of them, I love them across the street. They stay on their side, I stay on my side. You have some family members that they're terrible people. Okay, who doesn't? I'm not gonna say who doesn't have that, but the story isn't unusual. He just whined about how he felt, like he never took any kind of accountability what he did. It was
his
just
whole life was being a victim.
him. Like, okay, you never did anything. You never antagonized your brother. You never hit him back. You never did anything. You just sat there and took. No, He is the a-hole. I mean, the brother is too. They're basically identical because they're both a-holes.
But he donated his sister, his sister's girlfriend, his girlfriend's sister.
And then took Isaac's last name. I'm still trying to figure out who the heck is Isaac. Did he taking his last name? And then he said he was looking for a child.
Daniel's the boyfriend husband.
Right.
What
But
he said,
Isaac
what he
is
said
cool.
was that Isaac is the best friend. That's also the family that took him in when he was kicked out. So he hyphenated the last
He
name.
triple negated it. Because he would have had to drop. Okay, so he dropped his own last name.
Right.
Then he took on his husband's. And then he took on Isaac's? That don't even make,
I've seen that plenty of times.
I have
No, you have not.
I
No,
never
you
saw
have
that.
not.
I'm literally married to somebody who did that. They hyphenated the last name, so it took her last name.
No.
Added
You
But her
You
name
missing
was
what Tracy
already
said.
Jennings. She didn't
That's not what
drop
Tracy
Jennings and then just okay. I met this friend. I moved in named Smith, so I'm gonna be Kim Smith Kleiber. No, she has her maiden name, which I'm assuming that's what her maiden name is, and then she hyphenated it. Which she didn't just take a whole new family's name on.
Yeah, I'm taking like the whole math is off. So his last name, let's say, was Smith. Daniel, which is the husband, his last name is Johnson. He didn't want to carry the Smith name anymore because of all the trauma and tragedy that goes with it. So he took on, I already forgot the name, but he took Daniel Jones. All right. So now he's Mr. Jones. Why would you then go and hyphenate Isaac's name too?
Dude, that don't make sense. I'm like, huh? Is he got something going on with the side with Isaac? That's my question. Because that's just highly unusual.
Mr. Jones.
I thought Isaac was a lot younger and they saw him as a son. And so
that's what we saying. Why would he
I
take his
thought so,
name? That's what it's like. There's something ain't making sense. I'm like,
I don't know. The whole thing doesn't make
sense.
sense.
Let me try it this way. Remember that he moved out.
He got kicked out.
He got kicked out.
And moved to the Isaac's family.
So I thought he moved in with Daniel's family.
He moved in with
That's
Isaac's
what I thought too.
Because
he
moved in with Daniel's family, and then they moved, and it was him, Daniel, and Isaac in an apartment.
That's what I thought.
First stop was the boyfriend's family, and then he moved, and all of a sudden it was 3 people. But at first, he was kicked out of his house, and Daniel's family took him in. It was the first time he had felt family love. And then he moved, and now there's 3 people because Isaac came out of somewhere.
Isaac's got to be at least 18. He's out. How he's going to see him as a child, and he's living. It's something else going on with that. That don't make sense to me.
Well, maybe what we're missing is they have a polyamorous, open-toed shoe marriage, and it's
possible because that don't sound nowhere near as logical. You see him as your child, but yet you take on his last name. He doesn't take yours. You take his.
That's because he calls him daddy.
Yeah, the dude telling the story is the a-hole. Period.
Thea's taking it. By all accounts, is he the a-hole?
Absolutely. This dude is tragic. He strikes me because we're gonna assume all this other zoobly zoo stuff ain't hilarious. He's the type of person who wanders through life and leaves a mess behind him and always claims the mess was somebody else's fault.
I didn't do it.
Yep, he was always a victim all the way through. And I'm not saying he didn't get victimized at some point, but you telling me you the only good guy in a story of like 15 characters?
Daniel is, and I guess Isaac is.
I don't know.
And he said Isaac and his sister walked him down the aisle.
Isaac can't be a good guy. He's a jewel thief.
He's a what?
He's a jewel thief. He steals platinum coated Beanie Babies. He's a crook.
Anna. Is he the a-hole? So I can move that crap on from this story.
He's an asshole from a family of assholes. The thing is, okay, I know a lot of these stories in real life. I've been I've counseled many people through all of these situations. I could tell you a real life, it happened.
I don't want to hear those.
Yeah, we really,
But I agree with you, Anna.
I hear what you're saying. It happened, but this guy, he's just piling it on. I'm like, dude, come on. Did nothing good happen to you?
If it was me, I would have gone, okay, look, I have 2 kidneys. I can live perfectly healthy without it, and I'll do it because I will be the better person. And then I will go on with my life as it was before. If they were truly disowning him because of his sexuality, that would just be me. But you know what? I understand. If he had a family that said, excuse me, you like your own gender, get out. And then continue to call him terrible things. And yeah, he's probably going to have to go to a therapist for life. Unfortunately, yes, that was an asshole move. But yeah, he came from a whole family of assholes. So, well, maybe not the sister, but don't know her enough.
I don't know. She might be the puppet master.
Because she could have talked to mom and dad and been like, hey, why don't y'all, stop all that mess?
But you know what, though? If you take pieces of it, because that's what I'm saying. If I feel like this is like 5 people's experiences.
Yeah, there's like not one person. There's no way one person could have experienced all of this.
I mean, it's possible, I guess, in a weird timeline.
What soap opera are you talking about?
But like if we isolate it and we say this is one half of a twin, right? The brothers are twins, and one brother is just cruel, and he's cruel because the culture of the family is very hard-hearted and bigoted. Okay, so they come from that mentality. And then he's young, coming up through life. So he hasn't fully sorted out his sexuality. Or perhaps he had, and he always knew he was bi. But he has a girlfriend, and the girlfriend is trifling. And she does what she does with the brother. And then he gets a boyfriend. And then he goes on that particular path. All that stuff makes perfect sense. Could definitely happen. With you. But then he started like layering all these things to kind of like build woe is me appeal. And it started, I mean, I know I took it and went all kinds of places with it, but I was just trying to make it make sense because this dude over here is stealing, big wheels and selling them on the black market. You know what I'm saying? And I just can't deal with somebody who does that,
Okay. Let me say my piece so I can reevaluate ever showing another MIA whole story to this group ever again. Because it just don't seem like it's worth it anymore. I'm going to take it on face value. And yeah, I did think for a moment that yeah, it's kind of hard for me to believe, dude, that you've done absolutely nothing wrong ever in this family if you're willing to knock the living crap out of your brother for getting your girlfriend pregnant. Again, mind you, that you did nothing to the girlfriend, but then again, she jetted, so who knows what that's about. And by the way, I wholeheartedly believe that story because I remember junior high or high school, I don't know, it may even be in between. I know the dude that was dating the girlfriend who I wasn't going to do anything and blah, blah, blah. And I'm waiting. I don't want to have sex. I'm waiting on the right time and everything. And he politely waited and everything and so on and so forth. And then how come you all of a sudden pregnant over the summer?
Because it wasn't you, dude. Because it wasn't you. You don't have a sense of ownership over that woman. She didn't see you that way, and she saw him that way, and she gave up the cookie to him. She didn't give the cookie up to you. You had no rights to the cookie. It's not that you didn't get the chance to have a cookie. It wasn't your cookie. She gave the cookie to your brother, and that part is just what it is. Play on, player.
But she a horrible person, though.
That's
You
a horrible
date
person.
one
I'm
twin. I mean,
sorry.
Yeah, you don't mess
I
with the
can
family.
see
Don't mess with
if
the
they
family.
were
That's
identical, and maybe in a moment of weakness she got them confused. But no, she didn't.
That's a long moment. But
I know. I'm just like, well, technically, it don't take long to get pregnant. I mean, I'm just saying.
You're right. Especially if he's a quick draw, you know. But I was just. but I'm just saying. No, I 100. You don't mess with family. You don't mess with the circle of friends, and that's just what it is. So on that level, that's dirty. Now, if there are identicals and the brother, because he's supposedly so evil, tricked her too, right? Dad,
Now you done went to all days of our lives with this. So
I
you
did. But what it sounds more like is he had more game, and she gave up the cookie to the brother to have, more
or she
game.
wanted the other brother all along, and she was just
I'm
dating.
about to say that's what it
To
really
get close
does
to.
sound
Yep.
like.
There you go, Tracy.
The older twin, the evil twin had more game than the unevil twin, and
She knew exactly what she doing. She got close to one to get to the other.
That's Tracy. You know what? I think if you're gonna say this was even remotely true, that nails it right there, because that
maybe
makes.
But here's
Because
my
I've
thought.
definitely dated a girl to get to her circle. I've done that.
I've never done that.
I don't think I've ever
Yes, you
dated a
have,
man
Marlon.
just
Don't
to
even.
get to.
I'm thinking before I just quickly say it.
I don't think I've ever done that. I wouldn't like me if I did that. Ugh. I'm gonna just date one guy to get closer. Okay, he's hangs out with athletes, so I'm gonna hang out with him to get closer. Nah.
Gotta have a long-term plan,
never went out on my way to do that. So I can honestly say that. I never went out of my way to do that.
I never plotted to do
However,
it.
I did wind up being in a relationship because of a previous relationship. So that did happen.
What you was doing? Dating
I don't
two
understand
sisters?
that.
No.
Two friends.
I had a previous relationship. We broke up. It was over.
We were on a
3
break.
years later, I remember the cousin
Well, you done
from a
kept it
previous
all in the
relationship,
family.
and we
Back to the
wound up
family.
in a relationship.
The cousin?
Okay, Ross.
Don't do that. That's just not right. Not the cousin. You might as well dated the sister.
We were on a break, Tracy. We were on a break.
That's a.
No, we definitely wasn't on a break. No, we broke up.
Now, I
But
did
the
date
cousin?
roommates once. I didn't know that. I did that on mistake. Because he was in college.
Everybody raise your hand and think that Theus did that on a mistake.
No, it was. It was a mistake.
Raise your hand high. Come on. Come on.
Their hands are being risen. Thank you, because it was a mistake.
Oh, come. Oh, jeez.
I'm not here to judge. Who are me to judge?
And I was wrong.
But she did date one to get close to another. Then go get pregnant and just leave. Like, she ain't got no sense to ask for child support.
That family crazy. I think she need to get up out of there anyway.
Well, let's go ahead and go through these because that's exactly what it is. Personality.
What if he is the twin?
Ooh.
Exactly.
Oh, and then one of his
Yes. There you go,
personalities died.
Susan.
Okay, now wait a
Yes.
minute. Even I didn't think
Yes.
about that one.
And
Because
the
he kept
girl
saying
never
evil
existed.
twin. Like this is
Oh.
on like
Oh, good Lord.
There
Oh,
you
dear.
go. I'm with you. And then all of a sudden, Neo unplugs his pod and he finds out he's the next one to save us from the Matrix.
It was the other personality that adopted the child. So when he died, the twin got the child and didn't have to adopt the child because he's already I'm so sick of every last one of y'all.
I didn't even think about that
I like
one.
that, Susan.
He
I'm
was
with you.
already because he kept saying, he said evil twin. I'm like, is this a movie or is this like what was
Oh,
that
and then
Williams?
she tried to be funny. He's both an a-hole and not.
He is the hero and the villain.
What is
Yep,
the name
yep.
of that William Shakespeare play where they were two twins and they switched places? Oh boy. Measure by Measure?
I don't know
I
that.
don't know.
But it's a play that William Shakespeare wrote, and they're twins, and they meet up because they were like separated at birth. Then they switch, and then they're like, "Oh, my life was better when I had this."
Didn't they make a whole bunch of movies like that?
The Parent Trap.
Yeah, the Parent Trap. But
and stuff
this,
like
I'm
that.
thinking of the William Shakespeare play, the original.
Sister,
Prince and the
sister.
Pauper.
Thank you, Anna. I'll say a Measure by
What was
Measure. It's a Prince and the Pauper.
Prince and the Pauper. Yeah, you know, the rich prince and the poor.
Oh,
But they weren't related. They just happened to be twinish.
I thought they were brothers, and then they were separated at birth.
They just looked a lot like each other.
Prince
Yeah, they
and
looked
the
alike.
Pauper
Yeah,
were
that's
literally
it.
just like doppelgangers.
Y'all excuse me for 1 second.
And the
Y'all
movie
keep talking
Dave.
among yourselves. Y'all ain't paying attention to me anyway, so keep going.
I'm sorry, Marlon. Were you saying
I'll be right
something on
back.
your show?
And there, ladies and gentlemen, you have your first reference to William Shakespeare. You can thank me later.
I like his work. He had some good stuff. You know, stage plays, bar none, Shakespeare stage plays are just the best. But the one that Keanu Reeves, Lawrence Fishburne, Denzel Washington,
Wait a
Much Ado
minute,
About Nothing.
Keanu Reeves was in something?
Much Ado About Nothing.
But Keanu Reeves can't act his way off a paper
No, he
set.
can't. But he was surrounded by much better actors. And that movie, to me, is the best movie. I'm going to use the word adaptation. It's probably not the right word. But it's the best, like, where they took a Shakespeare play and made it a movie. That's the best one I've seen them do. Because everybody else kind of like feeds off of it. Like, they'll do Romeo and Juliet, but it's not quite right. Or they'll West Side Story is Romeo and Juliet, but it's, you know,
It's a musical.
Right. But those are meant to be based on a true story type of thing, right? We took this as the foundation and then we...
Yeah, that's how they tried to do Othello, and they made it O. I'm like, shut up! I didn't even like the original play. Why am I like this?
I never watched Othello. That's one with Lawrence Fishburne too.
No,
I
O
never
was
watched that
with that one guy that oh no, it was just simply called O, and it was on a basketball team, and the guy who was playing
I'm
O,
talking about the actual Othello that they did.
yeah, it
They
was
did the movie
Othello, but
Othello.
basically they changed. It was they were in high school, and O was the captain of the basketball team, but the co-captain was really trying to take his place. Blah 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 blah.
Oh yeah, I don't know that one. I don't know that
Yeah,
one.
don't watch it. It's a terrible movie.
Yeah, I don't want to see that.
I think you're right, Tracy. Measure by Measure, The Prince and the Pauper is a Shakespeare, but it's a literary.
Yeah, because I'm like, I thought I was describing Measure by Measure.
But Othello with Lawrence Fishburne was a movie made in 1995.
That's I forget identical twin.
Nothing on Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh dear.
That movie was so funny because you're like, they look nothing alike, and they convinced people. So,
They
like,
were
I'm like,
fraternal twins. One got all the good stuff. The other
no,
one
in the
got-
movie they were making it like they were identical.
Oh no, they knew they weren't identical.
No, they were made in the
They
lab.
messed
They-
around with one had all his
All the good stuff.
features good.
It sort of was a small tragedy, but it was so much comedy in it. But it was sort of like a small tragedy when you realize there was a part of the movie where they found the doctor who raised them, and the doctor admitted that, yeah, we gave all the knowledge and wisdom,
we did this on
and training
purpose.
and everything.
They gave it to Arnold Schwarzenegger.
They gave it to Arnold Schwarzenegger,
Yep.
and we knew you wasn't going to be nothing to Danny DeVito character, so we just whatever.
Yeah, and that's why you came out a criminal and short and, you know, everything not quite right about you versus
Arnold
this one.
Schwarzenegger was supposed to be the smart one?
No, he was the good one.
He was the good one.
Oh, I was about to say the smart one.
No, actually, in the movie, he was the smart one. He was very smart in that movie.
That's what I'm like, huh? Maybe this
Yeah,
is
but I
why-
mean, like, yeah, he was.
Well,
They were both. No,
In
but they
this
were
little
both
fantasy
above. They were both like genius level intellect. The problem
I
was
don't think
Danny had the
Arnold was.
criminal side and Arnold had the good side.
The way you're saying it, Arnold Schwarzenegger would never played a dumb character in a movie.
So
Yeah, he
you
would
never
never do that
saw
anyway.
Jingle All the Way.
Oh, he definitely.
That was a good movie.
That was a terrible.
With Sinbad, that was a good
Terrible
movie.
movie.
But a bad movie doesn't mean he was playing a dumb character.
Yeah, he's never played a dumb character. I don't think he would allow them to do it because he was always very sensitive
Conan
about
the Barbarian, he never
his
played a
accent.
dumb character. He was darn near the leader.
Yeah, he was very sensitive about his accent, so he would never allow them to cast him as a unintelligent
Which,
character.
by the way, was fake as all get out.
His accent?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
What's his
not
accent?
really.
I will even prove it to you. We go watch something Pumping Iron.
Yeah, he did have a totally different accent. It wasn't like
come out in the 70s or 80s or something like that before we even knew anything about Arnold Schwarzenegger in the movies. Just go watch that movie and realize he's speaking perfect English.
And fun fact,
Through
did
the
you know
whole
Arnold
movie.
Schwarzenegger tried out for the role of the Incredible Hulk and lost to Lou Ferrigno? Ha ha ha.
He should.
He should have.
I'm just saying.
I mean, they were both Mr. Universe, and Arnold Schwarzenegger was like, dope. Hey, remember the dude? Because after those two, there was a black guy who was Mr. Universe, but he never got top billing like that. I guess he couldn't act.
And Arnold Schwarzenegger's out here doing William Shakespeare.
He couldn't do Ferrigno, but okay.
No, but I mean, yeah, it's true. But what I'm saying is, like, the other guy, he never got that break
because he was black. Hello.
No, because we are in a post-racial America. That's why we have a whole 2% of the United States Senate.
What the hell have we ever been in a post-race? When?
We had a black president.
Yep, that should have been good enough, says Mr.
Congratulations.
And black people are just like Americans now.
We vote just like everybody else. That's what Mitch McConnell said.
Yeah, we're just like a regular American.
We get to vote and everything, and we can read and write.
There's nothing that tells you that we are in a post-racial than getting word from the most wrinkled up white individual on the face of the planet, Mitch McConnell, to say they vote just like Americans. There is nothing like a stamp of approval from a man who's about 3 seconds away from Tales of the Crypt.
If Myrtle the Turtle says that everything is okay, it's okay.
Crypt Keeper, because he's getting really to that. Anyway,
he loves those comments. He loves that.
Foxy's videos of the week. So to celebrate Anna being the first Mafia member to ever be on the show, I decided I'm going to pick a video for everybody individually. So everybody gets their own video, and we're going to end off with a video for everybody. So we're going to start off with just a video for Tracy.
Hey, you working overtime this weekend? No, sir, not this weekend. I actually stayed a little bit during the week, and I put in a lot of extra effort to be really efficient, so all of my stuff's actually done early. So you're not working overtime this weekend? No, I don't need to work overtime this weekend. My stuff's done. But there's other people on the team that could use your help. So maybe talk to them about working more efficiently, or replace them with somebody that can complete the work on time. We need to have a little chat about your dedication to the team.
This is all yours.
Corporate America makes me sick. How you gonna tell somebody, he said 5 times, okay, obviously the same person playing 2 characters, I'm not working overtime, my work is done. Why you act like you just, like he's speaking a whole nother language you've never heard? And then to say, we need to talk about your dedication. No, we need to talk about you being, expecting me to be a workhorse. That's what we need to talk about.
You have too many managers who always have this, and it's not working like it used to be. since the pandemic. It's not literally it's not working like it used to be. The team player type manager. We need the workhorse to take up the space for the non-working horses or everything else. And we've come to the conclusion that you are going to be branded as not being a team member because you don't want to take up the slack for the people who not doing their part. So malicious compliance would dictate that, okay, since you think I'm going to do that, and since I'm not going to get anything done with you being, I'm going to do just enough of my job to not get fired. I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do, what I get paid to do, and no more.
But Mom, that doesn't work because some places, I won't name the places that I used to work. When I say I'm petty, I just mean in a jokingly, ha ha, I'm petty, ha ha. But some corporate settings take it to a whole nother extreme. So everything that you start, like the things that you used to do, you may clock in 30 seconds late. Well, you have to get written up for that. Meanwhile, girl, the next cubicle is 2 hours late and nothing said to her. Or, well, you filed that under G. Well, yes, it started with G. But no, you really should have filed it under H because the girl had hair and that starts with H. It's like they start nitpicking sometimes. And I've been a victim of that and it stinks.
Yes.
Ain't nobody gonna like my answer. So first of all, I'm someone who does not work overtime. So go ahead and put that out there. But except for when I'm salary, I'll work whatever it takes to get it done. But when I'm hourly, no, I don't work overtime. I don't volunteer for overtime. I don't go looking for overtime. But the reason why I said it, people aren't gonna like what I'm about to say, is that just from that skit, okay, there's a way that you deliver your message so that you don't find yourself in what he ended up with, right? He decided as an employee, as an individual, to work extra time during the week to get ahead on his work so that he wouldn't have to do the overtime on the weekend. So the part that's missing from that is that company culture? Did he clear that or discuss that in any way with his leadership? Because that's the equivalent of skipping your lunch each day so that on Friday you can go home 2 hours early. You see what I mean? So if the way people want to come at it is like, well, he showed initiative and got ahead of his work.
But you don't work overtime just for obviously you would clear it with your manager. Be like, hey, can I work over so I don't have to work Fridays?
But he didn't. You could tell from what he was saying in that clip. He didn't. Because the manager's like, what?
Well, so the manager sign off on it.
If you want, because I mean, I've had to be on both sides of this, right? So the way I would have handled it would have been in advance. So that I know, right? Hey, Marlon, I can get this stuff done. If it's all right if I stay over a half hour or an hour on this day, and this day, so that I can make sure I'm 100% clean come Friday. Is that cool? Marlon would have then told me on Monday or Tuesday, yes or no. Because then come Friday, when Marlon come to me talking about some overtime, I could then say what he said and I wouldn't have any problem. Marlon couldn't even come back at me at that point. It wouldn't be about, well, are you a team player? No, we've had this discussion. But what people want to do is they want to blindside their management and play this passive aggressive thing. And then it's woe is me in the last minute because now the manager is in a different position. The manager is like, yeah, it's cool. You got your stuff done, but I didn't know anything about all that. I didn't clear any of that. I still need help this weekend. Can you come in? You know, I mean, I don't know.
And I'm a little confused on, are you going to come in and work some overtime? Because if we're going by how you're saying it, Theas, 30-minute lunches and things like that, you got overtime. There's no way that you could cut your lunch 30 minutes short and still wind up with whatever, 40 hours, which is the norm. There's no way that you could cut your lunch short by 30 minutes and still don't wind up with, at the very least, if you did it twice
Right.
during the week.
I'm
At the
saying
very
he was
least, you're now
sandbagging.
1 hour overtime.
No, I'm saying he's sandbagging. If
Yeah.
you have a 30-minute lunch and you decide on your own to not take your 30-minute lunches so that you can work through, you're sandbagging 30 minutes a day to get further ahead on your work. So you're creating that extra 2.5 hours of overtime through the week.
Yeah.
And that is not your option
That's
as an
not what they call
employee.
it. Okay.
Well, who's dumb enough to work through their lunch hour anyway?
People do it all the time.
I wish
If
I
you-
would.
If people who are, especially hourly employees, and I used to, because I would notice this when I work with my peers, we're so absorbed in what we are experiencing and what we're dealing with, we don't look at anybody above us. We don't notice that supervisor that gets on your nerves hasn't had a lunch in 3 months. We don't notice that, we all are functioning in our little thing. So it's like, you want to change corporate culture, cool. I get that. I'm with everybody on that because the way corporate does things is pathetic. It's not like you're not taking care of labor. You're not even taking care of management. It's just vicious and cruel. You want to change it? There's ways to change it. But you as an employee need to stay in what your scope of duty is. And you don't get to just rewrite the rules of the job. No.
I did always have an issue with one company that I used to work with that used to manage multiple areas. And I always had an issue with them because the multiple areas that they worked had different cultures, different rules, different regulations. But their set core rule was for everybody that worked in it. And I always been trying to tell them, you can't do that. Because what works for one place may not work for the other place. And you're creating, and you're not personally there. I mean, you may drop by, hey, how y'all doing? Let me see what you're doing over there. No, that's not how we do it. That type of thing. But when you leave and that employee who's going by your book has to explain to the people around them that's looking at you like, what the hell are you doing? Oh, this is how we do it. Yeah, that's not going to work.
That's a failure of management.
Try to explain to the big bosses that's always there. Like I said, that is so unfair. You can't do that.
That's a problem with management.
Yeah, that's a management.
Because labor, I hate to put it this way, as employees, we want to do the least that we could possibly do for any job that we're doing because we're not really rewarded for the job anyway. So it's like you're almost punished for doing too much above anyway. So people start doing the bare minimum. They're trying to take extra time on their breaks and all this other stuff. The different cultures start developing across different business groups because the managers are creating different cultures. Because they'll be like, hey, I know that they say we only get a 30-minute lunch and 2 15s. But over here, you can combine your 15s and just do a 1 hour lunch if that's what you want to do.
Well, who would do that?
That ain't say what?
Who would do that? That means you don't
Almost
get a 15.
everyone.
I have never done that. When it comes my break time, it break time.
You will be amazed at how people will have an hour lunch who really don't do nothing on their hour lunch. So to sit there and say, let me do a 30-minute lunch is not going to phase them one way or the other.
And see, I'm the opposite.
I take
or
my
maybe
full hour.
I've had jobs where I only had a 30-minute lunch. I had a 45-minute lunch. Now I have an hour lunch, and my lunch can go an hour. It can go from an hour to 2 hours, and nobody's going to blink. Okay.
Oh, by the way, let me interrupt you for 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
You little asshole corporations that do 45-minute lunches, what the hell are y'all thinking?
Thank you.
Who
You can't do nothing.
45 minutes. What was you thinking when you came up with that law?
Or 30. Like what
That's
you
all
do?
about. I can tell you where it comes from. So, according to labor rules, for every 8 hours of work, you're supposed to have an hour off of the clock. So, depending upon the industry that you're in, though. So like retail is the worst for this. Retail will give you a 30-minute lunch and 2 15s. Okay. But other companies don't have to do it that way. They can do, which where a lot of them are doing now. They're going to give you a 45-minute lunch because now you feel like you're closer to an hour, so you can actually go get you some food, even though you can't. They give you the 45-minute lunch and 1 15-minute break. So it all adds up to an hour.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. And then like my job, we get an hour lunch. There are no 15-minute breaks. It's your lunch is an hour. Now, granted, I work in the corporate building, so we're a little bit more, let's just say there's more freedoms. But
yeah,
that's where that stuff comes from, you know.
When you get into the corporate realm, those hours and everything is so pinpoint accurate that it's just like, did you take a 15? You need to go take it down. You need to go take a 15. I'm like,
see, for me, it was more in the retail world. Like if you've ever worked retail or call center, they are the ones who are really on top of you. Okay. Like when I was a supervisor in a call center, oh my goodness. And I've also been a rep, which I hated with a passion. But as a supervisor, if someone is 30 seconds over their break, you have to start hunting them down because the machine says be there on time. I ain't got no personality disassociation.
I felt it on both ends all the time. I felt what you did, what you were saying, Theas, and I also had the did you take a 15? No, I took a 10. Well, you need to go do your extra 5. You need to go to do the other. And I'm just like, it's not that big of a deal. I went, I smoked, I came. No, you got to get that last 5 in. I'm like,
yep, sure do. I was that manager. I've had to do that.
Yep.
Anna?
Funny, the one job that I had before I became disabled at 18, I worked in a bakery, and we had to be looking at what was going around us. The bakers would be baking pastries. Some of us would be making some of the sauces and stuff that you go inside. Some of us would be making decorations. Every once in a while, someone would have to go to the counter, deal with people, or take an order for a cake. So we would all have to look around and make sure that we were always working and going towards the end goal of that lovely pastry at the end. So we were told from the beginning, please make sure that you are looking at what's going on around you. If somebody needs help besides you, if they look like they're struggling, if you can take a moment and help them. You know, I was actually told these things by my manager, and we all had a really great relationship in the bakery, and we had an excellent union. We had our benefits. I mean,
what's the name of this bakery? Oh, what's that?
It was the local bakery in the grocery store, kind of thing. And so we had to keep an eye on what was going on because we were doing one product, 3 different people. So we had to help. We had to sometimes pace ourselves. So in that way, I kind of think he was a bit of a jerk to, no, I'm not helping anybody around me. And maybe they're slow, but maybe you get something that they don't. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, one thing is this is something that's I think it's kind of new. Maybe it's been around for a while. Mandatory overtime.
Yep, I've been a victim of that.
That's the dumbest. I don't like it. But there are companies who do that now.
Mm-hmm. They're gonna get you.
Companies that still do it.
Oh yeah,
it's become like a way of doing things now. Like one of the roles I've had kind of recently, they told us sometimes it's going to be mandatory overtime. And I'm like, wait a minute, overtime has always been optional. Where?
Not in some places.
I worked in a call center, and then we're going to move on. I worked in a call center where I knew of a guy, became a legend because of this, by the way. I knew of a guy who got a hotel room near the call center because that's literally all he did. He came in, he worked his regular hours, he worked his overtime, then he go back to the hotel just to wash up and sleep and start the whole process over.
That's no kind of life to live.
That's the kind of
there are people like that, though.
That's the kind of life that got him a car. So that's what he wanted. So,
I mean, there's a difference in, okay, I'll drive an Uber to get a computer, but dang, you got to have some time to just be away from, even though I'm working at home, I completely walk away from my computer. I'm like, get up, go away from it.
No, I have coworkers that work at night, on the weekend. Like, I bet right now, one of my coworkers or a few of them will probably have their computer open right now working.
It's just
I come home, my computer stays in my laptop stays in my bag and it didn't even get open.
I work in an environment that, and I try to be real careful about telling anybody what the environment that I work in goes. I don't want to hear
it's the CIA.
Special Agent Clyburn.
But I work in an environment where people are trying to get Wi-Fi machinery set up on their laptop because they're going to go on a cruise and they want to keep up with work.
Oh, see, you can't.
So, yeah. It's
but depending upon your role,
it wasn't that big of a role.
It's no, even if you're the CEO of
I mean,
a
it is a role, but it isn't a role because I always want to look at them and go, do yourself a favor, just don't go.
Because if you can't,
if you got to still work, if you just really, 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 truly got to work and keep up with, don't go on a vacation. Just don't, because that's terrible.
I agree.
That's terrible for your mental health. That's terrible for your family. Just don't go, or see your family and stay home.
Yeah, you stay home.
Everybody doesn't process the same way. Because I'm with you, Marlon. Let me put that very clear. Because when I leave work, I leave work. Like, I don't think about it. I don't know about it. None of that. But everybody's not like that, right? Because, like, I have a philosophy that says, first of all, if you are not in leadership, okay, so your role is production or support. You're in one of those roles. You shouldn't be doing anything extra.
Unless you want to get ahead.
Well, you do things extra within the time that's allotted. That means become more efficient in what you do, and then you do extra during your time. That's my philosophy anyway. Like, that's just me.
You do extra in your 8 hours.
Yeah, you're still doing your 8 hours.
Work 10 hours on purpose, and you can get not this one.
Right. Because but if you're in leadership. Leadership is a little different because when you first go into leadership, you're probably going to work longer hours at first. But like I used to tell junior supervisors to myself, I was like, look, if you are still working more than 45 to 50 hours a week after you've been in this role for 90 days, you're messing something up because your team should be able to function without you for at least 2 days. If your team can't function without you for 2 days, you're
not doing your job.
Yeah, you're not preparing them. You're not empowering them. Something's missing for you to have to be plugged in or present all the time.
When I train somebody, I literally say, I train you in the event that I'm not here. And when I say I'm not here, I mean I'm not. You can't catch me on the phone. You can't email me.
Yeah, text me. No.
I said I'm training you. So when it seems like I'm being harsh to you, and I'm not. I mean, my harshness is just getting straight to the point. But I'm a softie, so I think anytime I just go, okay, we're gonna do this, and this is how we're gonna do it, and I think, oh, that's a little harsh. No, we're gonna do this. I do that because I'm particularly making sure that my mom brought me up on this statement, and I never understood what she meant until I got older. And her statement was, "What would you do? Well, what would you do if I wasn't here?" And I always looked at her like, "Yeah, but you are here. You're like standing right in front of me. So what are we doing, Mom? I don't understand." Her saying that was, "What if I can't reach her? What if I'm an adult and it just seemed real silly going to your mom asking for something that you can't figure out yourself?" And that's how I train. Like, you have to train as if you cannot be reached for help. Make the best decision. Is it going to be right? We don't know because you didn't do it. So we don't know if it was a good decision or not because you are deer in the headlight and going, I literally had somebody like that. I literally had something that if something brand I trade this person didn't last long, go figure. Because if something brand new came his way, he would freeze and do nothing. So when I finally got back, I'm like, well, why did XYZ did not get done? Oh, well, I didn't know how to do that, so I just didn't do it at all. I said, okay, well, why didn't you do this, which I know you know how to do? Oh, yeah, I could have did. I'm like, yeah, bro, you ain't gonna be here long. That ain't gonna work.
Yep, some of us are made to own our own businesses because you just described me. That's me to a T. I'm like, I didn't even think about that.
You got to do something. Even if it's wrong, do something, because doing nothing is not saving you. I'm telling you off the bat, it's not saving you. It's not going to save your job. It's not going to do nothing. They're literally, as a matter of fact, I even tell you it's kind of worse because they're going to go, well, dog, you didn't do anything.
Yeah, but there's two pieces of that, right? So first of all, everybody ain't cut out to do the job, right? So if you just in the wrong job, I can't empower you. I can't develop you. If you were not taught certain things in your own life before you got here, there's only so much I can add to it, you know? But if you have a moderately competent person, they don't have to be great, a moderately competent person, and you as a leader take the time to pour into that person for the first 60 days, because generally you don't need more than that. The first 60 days, within that time frame, at least my flow, first 30 days or so, it is literally, I'm telling you what to do. This is what you do. This is the process. I'm going to show you. You can, and I'm going to have you do some of it, you know, all that good stuff, right? And then as we start moving towards the end of the 30 days, now I'm just going to be watching and giving you the answers as you're trying to work through it if you get caught up or hung up on something. But the whole thing is, so by the end of the 60 days, you know what my expectations are, right? I just need to get you to there, because now at that point, like Marlon, you were saying, you empower the person so that even if I'm not present, you know the overarching expectations that I have. So you try to do it yourself. You couldn't reach me. You don't even if you could reach me, you don't try. Okay. You just do it. And if it's wrong, I got your back 100% because you were operating under my understanding. That's what I need. I can't have somebody that I have to. Why didn't you do this? I didn't know how. Okay. I can understand you not knowing how. Who did you reach out to? Well, I didn't. I just figured I'd wait for you to get back.
Yeah.
So this just sat here for 3 days?
Monday and Tuesday, I got a week to train somebody. Always, I have a week. Monday and Tuesday, I show you everything that needs to be done. Wednesday and Thursday, we're working as teammates. We're back and forward. Friday, I'm sitting on my butt. And I literally mean that. You doing everything that I do every day. Now, it sounds cruel when you go, Marlon, you're sitting on your butt and you're not doing anything. No, it's not cruel. It's doing, I've already done this tenfold. Now, you're going to do it as if I'm not here. because I'm not. Now,
And preferably, I'm gonna go somewhere else so you can't even see me.
Yeah. Now, if you need my help, of course, I'm going to be there if there's something that comes up that I wasn't able to train you on because the situation never came up. But yeah, the majority of the time I'm going to see, can you help me with? You know how to do that. You know how to do that. What's on YouTube today? What Ben Dixon talking about? I'm not doing anything. I'm not, because you have to figure that I'm not there. And by the way, just to clarify this so we can move on, you calling another place to try to get help don't mean that's the right idea either, because remember what I just said. They do things differently.
Yeah, but at the same time,
at least they try.
I'm not available. That's you digging through the toolkit to figure this out.
Yeah,
It's much better than you not doing it.
Yeah, just doing nothing.
Everything is always going to be better than not you doing.
So when you rather them call the wrong department than just be like, well, I'll just wait for Marlon to get back.
I would be so
mad.
No, I would be pissed. I really would be pissed if I come back and why is it still here?
No, but it was like, I tried to call this department, but they said, wait till you get back.
Then I would be pissed off at that department then.
Yeah. Okay, because that helps. Because I think me and Tracy were kind of listening and hearing the same thing. Is like, if you're not there, even if I can call you, I shouldn't be calling you. Like,
no, why should I even know your phone number?
So I'm gonna try to do this task, right? And I get stuck, or it's something I haven't specifically been told how to do. So I reach out to a department similar to mine, and I'm like, hey, I have this thing. Can you help me figure out what I'm supposed to do? I want my employees to do that.
I want them to do that too.
Oh, okay, I misheard.
By the way,
yeah, because I thought you were saying you be mad. I'm like, well, they trying.
It really don't matter, because I've been in this industry so long.
He works with the CIA. We know you can't tell everything you can do.
I secretly have a backup plan in a way, so it's not like I literally.
The government told you not to say nothing. We get it.
Yeah, no, I literally always have a backup plan to my backup plan, so it's not like
this. Is Marlon Clyburn, is that your birth name, or did the CIA change it after you got on with?
That's got to be his assumed name, I think.
So the Ukraine ain't gonna jump in at any time and protect me on this. You just sit there.
You're not a Ukrainian citizen, sir, or are you?
I could be. All right, now for Thea's video, and this is right up Thea's alley. So everybody sit back, relax, and unwind, because he's gonna unpack the living crap out of this, because this is just right up his alley.
They got black colleges, black college funds, black television, affirmative action. Seems like to me everybody getting handouts less than you white. I tell you what, I'll explain this in a way that's a little easier for your type to understand. I'll use pictures. In the game Mario Kart, you can pick up items, and you can use these items against the other players to try to win the race. Amongst those items are shells. The red shell is a homing shell. You can throw a red shell out and hit whoever's in front of you, which allows you to pass them. And they also have blue shells. Blue shells go straight to whoever's in first place and knock them down. But see, the thing about these shells, if you're in first place, you don't get them. The game doesn't give them to you because you're already in first place. You don't need them. So when you rig an entire country to put yourself in first place, everybody you shit on along the way needs help to catch up.
I really don't have much to add to that.
You really don't?
No, I probably wouldn't have went with that analogy, but that's actually pretty good one, I suppose. I like to go with the ladder analogy when I look at it. Like, we're all climbing a ladder, right? And when you're at the top, well, I'll start at the bottom. When you're at the bottom of the ladder, you have to look up. I assume everyone's climbed a ladder in their life. You have to look up. As you're looking up, you see everyone who's ahead of you, and any dirt coming off their shoes or whatever, that's coming right down to you. You can't go any faster or further than the person ahead of you. And you have to be paying attention to each thing that the person right in front of you is doing so that you can make sure you don't, grab the wrong rail or something like they did. But the person at the top of the ladder, all they have is open sky. To them, the sky is truly the limit. The only concern they have is if people behind them are catching up to them. So they don't have to understand the path of the person behind them. They don't have to understand anything about the people behind them. All they have to understand is, I have to keep going. I have to keep getting higher. So when we look at the thing about race and everything, yeah, it's so easy to paint people as villains, but really people oftentimes, in my opinion, are just selfish. And there we go. So I like the latter, but I do understand what he's saying with the shows.
Tracy?
I thought things was going to say more than that, so I put myself on mute. I was like, okay, I'll just sit here and listen and go, yep.
I was expecting a good 20, 30 minutes out of the person.
I really was. I was like, okay, it'll be Sunday, and then we'll just go after that. Because it's close to Sunday. It's 11:23.
Okay. Tracy don't have anything to say.
No, I'm just like, that was a perfect, although Super Mario, I don't like the game. I have no idea what pieces he was talking about. I mean, he could have used Pac-Man. I would have understood it better, but I guess I don't really have anything.
I liked it. I'm really nothing to add.
All right. And Tracy is right. It's almost Sunday, and I got to literally get up early on a Sunday as if I'm going to work, so I can't stay up late. So, of course, I haven't forget about our special guest, Anna. So, Anna, this is for you.
Hey! What's poppin'? Did you know that the commie liberals are trying to destroy the traditional family unit? Which tradition? The traditional family unit from the Bible. What, the one where men can, sell off their daughters for cattle and shit? I'm pretty sure that's been done for a while, in this country anyway. Don't be a smartass, you know the one I mean. Do I, though? The American nuclear family. Okay, the one with one man, one woman, 2.5 children, half a kid, nothing weird about that. And the man goes to work while the mommy stays home and takes care of the babies like God intended. Oh, yeah, well, that's definitely not gonna last too much longer. Exactly because of the gay agenda. Well, no, it's just because no one can afford to do that anymore. What? Well, yeah, I mean, wages are stagnant while the cost of living keeps on going up and up, so if you want kids, you're definitely going to need more than one income. Don't you get it? The queers and their queer gay agenda are trying to destroy the traditional family unit. And replace it with what? Gay family units, where everybody can be whatever gender they want and screw around with whomever. Oh my god, really? Filthy queers. So you mean to tell me that it could just be like me, my wife, our husband, the gay couple across the street, the lesbian couple 2 doors down, and we can all just live together on a communal space, caring for each other and farming and making art and raising our children as a collective unit, knowing that they will always be taken care of and that they will be loved and treasured no matter who they turn out to be? No, you don't get it. This is a bad thing. Why? It goes against everything that the American forefathers would have wanted. So does your right to vote and own land. Ugh. Communist. Sure.
Take it away, Anna. That's yours.
Y'all are giving us way too much power.
Yep.
If my relationship with a woman somehow endangers your relationship, that's a you problem.
Try to help me to understand how two men or two women married somehow is a danger to your marriage. I got a newsflash for you. If two of the same sex marry each other puts your marriage in danger, your marriage was already in danger. Just to let you know that.
I wonder where did she get? Yeah, they said that agenda. What? Who? Like who? What's the agenda? What?
So apparently, the gay agenda is to make everyone gay.
Oh, I love that one.
But no, here's the thing.
I must have missed that meeting.
Yeah, I know, right?
I don't know how. I don't know how.
But here's
something
the thing.
you doing, being gay, somehow makes more gays. I don't know how that works. I have yet to walk past a whole bunch of white people and they become black. And I've been here for like 50 years. So I don't understand how, hey, I can go just as crazy as y'all can. Somehow being around certain people, being who you are, somehow makes the other person be the other person cause.
You're not looking at this right, sir. First of all, she kind of hit on it. It's just like that weird story that you gave us. So it's just kind of like that, you know. If we let the gay people continue to marry each other, then you see they can't biologically naturally have children. So now they have to go into a massive recruiting drive. So now they're going to be bringing all of your children into the gay meeting organization so that they can go through orientation. So, and then as you're going through the orientation process, some people will get a, like a blue shirt, so they, or a green shirt and like an orange shirt. So the blue shirts are going to be transgender, and the orange shirts, they're going to be bisexual. And then who cares? So everybody's going to have a shirt, you see, and so we have to stop that. And you see, the Bible didn't say that you were supposed to be wearing different color shirts. And see, according to the Bible, the American Constitution is supposed to dictate what the proper family unit is, because in the Constitution, it clearly stated that Jesus was married to Karen, and then their children served in the military. And
Marlon, you can stop this, because I'm surprised he didn't go to, you can't get an abortion because you might be carrying a Jesus. I'm really surprised.
You might be a Jesus.
I was like, is it?
So you're messing up the United States, because the 56th commandment in the Constitution,
in the Book of Psalms.
No, Psalms.
Psalms, yes, you're right.
Psalms.
And don't forget, in Preserves, there's a chapter on the Patriot Act. See, in the book of Galatians, we clearly learned about the wooden teeth that George Washington had from the cherry tree that was chopped down by Abraham Lincoln on Mount Sinai.
Because he never told a lie.
He never told a lie, because if he had told a lie, then his father would have never been able to build the ark. And if you can't build the ark, then there's no way you can protect your Second Amendment right to pray on Sundays, because Christmas is the foundation.
Easter, not Christmas, Easter.
Easter.
Yeah.
Because Easter is Sunday, and Sundays are sweet, and the sweetness is of the Lord, and we just have to pray
You know what? He's gonna
and fast as the 50 stars on the flag represent the shining city on the hill that Moses came down from with the 10 commandments. And the first commandment is the freedom of speech.
Thou shalt have freedom of speech.
And they always skip the freedom of religion part. I always find that amazing. I'm like, y'all skip that one, didn't you?
Because you don't have it.
Because
don't skip it. You never had it.
I can help you.
And we're done.
The freedom of religion is a critical
Anna,
part.
don't be laughing at this. He's just going to keep going.
The
Don't
freedom
laugh.
of religion is critical to the foundation of the nation in preparation of our salvation. So you have to understand without hesitation that all things work together if...
Dude, did you just become Jesse Jackson?
What the
heck? Anna is just almost having a spasm over there, and you just keep going.
I'm just trying to help people understand that you are free to choose your religion so long as the religion you choose is the one that I assign to you.
God bless America. We shall overcome.
No, they ain't singing that we shall overcome because they trying to keep us oppressed. So they ain't
Stand
gonna never
beside
sing
her and guide her to do exactly what we tell you.
We killed Jesus and his brother, but we love his lovely mother. But we have to make sure we all say, God bless the USA.
USA!
You know, sometimes I think they should just have a show between themselves and just leave us two out.
USA, Second Amendment. USA, Second Amendment. USA, Second Amendment. USA, Second Amendment.
United States of Apartheid.
Anna is over here just doing the piece. She can't take no more. Y'all done sit here. She probably never come back. And I don't blame you, Anna. I literally don't blame you.
I'm just trying to help free the people.
Yeah, thank you, Susan. I'm like, she choking. Somebody in there at the house, get her some water.
And you know what would help, Anna? We have the greatest health care system in
nowhere.
A small area in
pretend land.
Go work for it.
You just have to make sure you pay your deductible because Jesus split the deductible and fed the masses with 2 co-pays and a basket.
2 co-pays? Oh no! He don't know. He don't know. Look, he don't know.
2 co-pays bill.
And at the final supper, we met Judas of South Carolina, who is on the Supreme Court of Love.
And that final meal, the final feast, that was paid by American money. It wasn't a handout. It wasn't
just
a handout.
30 pieces.
It wasn't a handout. They earned that last meal.
That's right.
They worked hard for that last meal.
That last meal right before they flipped the switch.
Nobody had a job in that. But it doesn't matter. It wasn't a handout.
And it's gonna be okay. You can just clock it. I understand. I will understand.
They took 2 loaves of bread and a pork chop and they made it work.
A pork chop?
Don't disrespect the pork chop sandwich. Don't disrespect
pork chop sandwich.
I heard from David himself that it was the pork chop sandwich.
Now y'all just
gave him
y'all
the
inching
strength.
on blasphemy with this.
They
now.
gave him the strength
Don't
to
do
beat
this.
Goliath.
Don't do this.
You know the funny thing about it is, if you combined the Last Supper and you take it through its natural course of history, Some would call the Last Supper was beautiful. It was effervescent. It was bright.
I don't know
Waiting on the other
Some,
shoe to drop.
some would even call it golden. Last Supper, Golden Corral.
Golden Child. Oatmeal.
Anna, they.
I'm lost.
I got to sit here and not. I'm like, I'm worried about you. I'm like, you need some water.
You're lost. The Last Supper, Golden Corral.
I've never been to one of those, Marlon.
Don't go. They nasty. They're all nasty and trifling.
That's because nobody washed their hands.
That's why I don't go.
After Jesus had the fish fry, no one washed their hands. And if they had, then Puerto Rico would be a state today. And
I messed up. I apologize. I messed up.
That's
the Last
okay.
Supper was in Golden Corral. The Last Supper, as you know, they came out and they had their supper. At that time, they didn't have bottles for wine. They had barrels.
Or wineskins. But, okay.
Now, remember that they really, really did not like Jesus. The Romans really did not like Jesus. They called him all sorts of names and so on and so forth as time goes on. But we as an American remembers exactly who he is, and we wanted to remember Jesus during that Last Supper. Thus was born Cracker Barrel. And because Cracker Barrel is the essence of the Last Supper, it's a remembrance of the Last Supper. Thank you, Cracker Barrel.
But on the third day,
flavored food.
Wait a minute now. Don't be putting Cracker Barrel in there with the Bible, because that's disrespectful. I can't be having you disrespecting the religious opportunity of the casserole.
They're just really trying to make me upset. I think that's the
no, because I'm trying to protect the fact that IHOP is not shown. And
Jesus, table for 20 cents, please, waiter. But there's only 13 of you. Jesus, yes, but we're all going to be sitting on the same side.
Okay, now y'all just come on now. This is not
that's
fair.
Just wrong. That is hilariously wrong. Because you know you couldn't sit on the other side of the table because the cameraman has to have a clear view.
They didn't have the iPhone yet.
Y'all being silly.
Boy, I wish I gave this. Well, let me shut my mouth. I'm going to shut my mouth.
Oh, God, yes. Okay, let's move on.
Please.
God bless.
No, you get points for sticking around.
This is a video for all of us.
It's about time for me to go to work, but before I do, I'm gonna do some positive affirmations in my bathroom mirror, okay? You are beautiful, you are smart, you are a white person born into a society built off of white supremacy and therefore benefit from it your entire life, so you are inherently racist and must continue to be vigilant about acknowledging your privilege and educating yourself so that history does not continue to repeat itself, you piece of shit. I love you.
Yes.
I would change the word some. I'm just saying, don't kiss me with that mouth, okay? Because you're not gonna call me a piece of poop and then kiss. No.
But she was calling herself a piece of poop.
Yeah.
I am speaking as herself.
You're speaking for her, but she just spoke for herself.
Self. Don't you talk to me that way. Okay.
He's the mirror
We
speaking back.
have to be aware of the systemic obstacle. See, for there to be oppression, there must be uplift. So the fact that we have privileges means that other people have disadvantages, and that's on us to be aware of this so that we do not perpetuate the system that is harming our fellow brothers and sisters. But please do not call me a piece of poo. I'm not a piece of poo. I am somebody.
Well, first of all, Theus,
You mean first of all, Reverend Jackson? I'm like, what are you gonna do?
I think you missed her understanding. I don't think she called herself a piece of poo.
She did call herself a piece.
She literally called herself a piece of shit. That's exactly what her wording was. We should respect her wording, not undermine it.
This is non-cursing day Eve.
This ain't Tracy show.
Why you doing that?
I was gonna say I'm in big trouble then.
I have held that all day on Tracy's show. I get to do it on my show.
That's for you, sir. See, that's the problem right there. That's what's wrong with you people. You people want to tell other people how we have to talk. I don't have to curse. I don't want to curse. I don't care what you say. You
and watch his page, Facebook, how many bombs he drops. That's all I can say. When have you ever heard me curse? When have you ever heard me curse? When?
No, Tracy, I was talking for myself. I'm saying he was telling me not to say poo and to say the other word, and I'm saying that that's your life choice. My life choice is I have an alternate lifestyle, and my lifestyle is one that I have chosen that does not involve cursing.
But
if I choose to curse,
which you often
that's
do,
my choice. You need to respect my choice instead of trying to push your agenda, your cursing agenda on me.
Sometimes you gotta poop, and then sometimes you gotta shit. Sometimes you gotta poop.
Anna,
see, you don't have to come back, Anna.
We left him with you. You responsible for this.
What?
You're gonna be like these people.
Oh, by the way, I already have permission right now. I got 17 minutes to get it out of my system. Sometimes you gotta poop.
Oh, you got 16 now, so let's just go.
You know, I was trying to be serious.
Were you?
Not really.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, we didn't believe that.
But if you actually play back what I said, it makes sense in its own way.
I agree with as an old woman with delicate.
You know what, Mickey?
I can't get past that.
I can't get out with delicate sensibilities. I can't stand that damn cussing shit.
I feel like I'm the only one defending not cussing. I'm just like,
Tracy, why do you treat me this way? Why? Why do you do this to me? I have just stood by your side on the anti-cursing thing, and you said you're the only one doing the non-cursing. I'm on your team. It's these other people out here.
I agree with Tracy. I have to agree with Theus. He didn't say that shit. That was me.
Damn,
man.
He watched this fucking language, and I applaud him for doing that.
It's just
I'm missing the days when they were respected. I was on here and try to keep it to a minimum, but them days are obviously gone.
Yep, they're gone.
That is so fudged up because I haven't said a single curse word that I can remember in this episode. I certainly haven't done it in the last hour, but I'm just saying if I wanted to say poopy things, I could say poopy things, but I'm not saying poopy things because if I said poopy things, then people would be like, why you keep saying poop? You know, poop doesn't have to be said but once or twice to get your point about poop. But I'm like, I don't want to keep saying poop. It's not right.
Well, I understand why I'm not saying poop.
I'm done.
I apologize for everybody for not saying poop, but I understand why I'm not saying poop. Because I'm not 10. I'm not saying poop. Poop is what you tell your kid, and that's all they can say. I'm 50. Now, granted, I'm not actually going to walk up to somebody. I delicately say I have to use the bathroom. I'm not going to walk up to somebody and say, boy, I really got a shit. I'm not going to do that. I understand
No,
that.
that's rude. You say you're going to drop off some friends or, you know.
Or if you ever come to my house, don't say that. I'm going to be like, go outside with that. Ugh.
You don't go to nobody else's house and go.
Don't go to nobody else's house. First of all, let me put it to you a different way. Who are you telling this to? Why are you even? Who are you telling this to?
Who am I telling?
Go. Even I'm gonna look at you. Even if you said I got to go poop, I'm like,
oh no, they better ask certain family members. They better ask me, can they use their bathroom because I want to go into it afterwards. Yep, they better.
Oh. You're supposed to take a massive dump. Oh.
Yeah, the joys of living by yourself.
You're gonna have to go up the street because you're not doing that.
Yeah, if you had the kind of family I had,
I broke the toilet, man. Oh,
you don't want to go in there afterwards. Oh, come on.
Give me 25. You're gonna have to give it 25, 35 minutes.
Hey, excuse me, Marlene, you got like a candle or something? I just wanna.
Do you really need that bathroom?
We gotta put some fire on it.
Yeah, because I'm really gonna burn this whole thing down and start over.
No.
It's just not even worth trying to fix.
Hey, you ever notice that your stank is a different kind of stank from like other people's stank? I mean, like it stank, but it's like it's okay stank, but somebody else stank is just ooh.
Especially when they just leave it there. I hate those people. I hate the ones who go into the bathroom, blow it up, and walk off as if they have like all they did was go in there and wash their hands and they really didn't do anything. And I know if there are two people in the bathroom, I smell this massive rotary that you just left, and you're just looking at me smiling like, hey, how you doing today? I was doing fine until I almost passed out. So we're all good.
This is why you get a bathroom with a window.
At least
you're better. Like if you're at work,
great.
Oh, that's the worst.
I
never. I if I have to go number 2 at work, I'm calling out sick. But I hate when you just all you want to do is go in there and pee. That's all you want to do, and you open the door. It's a whole bathroom. It's a whole bathroom, man. What died in your system that you can stink up the whole big bathroom, right? So now I can't even. I'm gagging, just trying. Now I got to hold it.
This is why I love working remotely, because I'm the only person that uses my bathroom. I don't have to walk in behind somebody and almost die.
I'm like, if evil spirits are trying to leave your body, then you need to stay home that day.
Come on now. You never went to the bathroom and even surprised yourself.
But I have spray bottles, and you just spray. You try to cover it up somehow.
Nah, I'm at home, man. That's just my stank. You just got to deal with that. Hey, y'all. Y'all need to go to the other bathroom. All right. This daddy spot. Y'all go to the other one. Okay.
You go to the other one.
I love y'all. Don't come in here behind me. Huh?
You go to the other bathroom.
No. Come on, man. You a dad. You got your own bathroom.
No, actually, I do have my own bathroom now.
Thank you. Thank you.
Literally, I do have my own bathroom.
And the people who don't wash their hands are disgusting. Like, y'all nasty. If I don't hear no water running in the back, go back in there and wash your hands.
Fake courtesy thing. What do you... Don't you, because the sinks in the bathroom got that little timer on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, to turn it off. Do it twice.
It's just does like that real quick. I know you was just in there having a personal party moment, and you gonna come out and wash your hands that fast. The soap couldn't get to your hands that fast, bro.
Oh, no, because you can hear the soap. You hear water. You don't hear a lick of that soap machine running. So you thought just rinsing your hands off. And
at least have the decency to put hand sanitizer. Like, do something. They got most public, which is why I avoid public bathrooms.
I literally saw a dude do that. I'm not going to lie, Tracy. I saw a dude do that.
At least he's trying to be clean.
Walked out the door, walked right past the hand sanitizer, got some hand sanitizer and wiped it. I'm like,
you nasty.
That's not nasty. You
wash
can use
your
hand
hands.
sanitizer.
Wash your hands first.
Wash your hands first.
Do that.
Yes.
But the water and work, the public
hand
water
sanitizer
be nasty.
doesn't get the dirt off your hands.
Oh, you have
your hands still got dirt in them. You just killed the germs.
I didn't buy soap. I just put hand sanitizer in the bathroom.
I need some soap and some water first.
I'm gonna need you to have some soap and water.
I need some soap and some water. I'll be in there. I'll be like, I need to go to the bathroom. The bathroom in it, but they ain't no soap.
People be using soap. I stopped looking. Nope. You better use the soap that's like, well, no, you can't use
I
that.
can already
That's shower soap.
All I know, we be in there having a good time, talking and everything, and all of a sudden I hear Tracy yell, "Who put the dish soap in the bathroom?" Hey man, I had to get something. I needed something with some bubbles.
I don't care. It was
I needed some bubbles. And then I used to sanitize.
Hand sanitizer is good for cleaning hands if that's all you have. I'm just saying.
Or go get some daggone soap. Don't even cost much.
Oh.
Go to the dollar store and get soap.
The soap, all right, the hand sanitizer is going to get rid of the germs.
That's right.
But it does not get rid of the dirt.
That's
you still got the same nasty poopy hands. It's just...
Well, if you got poop on your hands, well, obviously you can wash them.
No, it's not that you got the poop on. Hopefully you do not have
visible... When you go to that bathroom, you got poop on your hands.
If you got visible poop on your hands, something else is going wrong.
Yeah, because I'm like...
Jeez. I ask my kids not to swear until they really mean it. Don't waste good cursing on dumb stuff.
That's how I feel about bullets.
And after using the bathroom and not washing your hands, you offer to host this help.
Oh, no, you're not going to help this one. Not this
You take
one.
them dirty hands and try to put on some gloves like you doing something.
That's what I said, Susan. Ain't the whole point of killing germs. That's what I said.
Yeah, but it's also to get the filth off of your hands.
Hand sanitizer does that.
How?
You squirt it and you rub your hands together. Okay. Obviously, dirt's going to come off.
Is this magically making the actual dirt residue evaporate and go into the magical air, or?
That's wasteful water. We got a water crisis going on. You don't want to be wasting all that water.
What's a water crisis?
The world's population.
So we ain't flushing toilets now?
We ain't in a water crisis.
We are in a water crisis.
We are definitely in a water crisis. We are definitely in a water crisis.
But I'm just saying, do we not flush toilets?
We flush toilets because we don't want all that stink. But you don't just flush every single time. That's what bleach is.
Here's my deal. So we flush toilets. We still wash clothes. We still wash our dishes, even if we put it in a dishwasher. But washing your hand. Now we're going a little bit too far.
No, because you don't have to use. You can use paper. That's what paper plates are for.
Oh, so we're gonna add more trash to the landfill?
There we go.
No, if it's not recyclable.
We don't recycle plates because it has food stuff on it. So what happens is if you put something that is recyclable in your recycles and it's got food residue all over it, they separate that and put it right in the trash.
That's trash.
Look, only 9% of plastics actually get recycled that get into the bin. Most of them go overseas.
Yeah, because a lot of it they can't recycle again.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is. No, Diz, you have to wash your hair to get rid of the dirt. Oh no, we just gonna put hand sanitizer in it. And
I don't need shampoo. I got
all
hand
I'm saying
sanitizer.
is you don't necessarily have to buy hand sanitizer works. That's all I'm saying. I didn't say
As an
don't wash your hands.
immunocompromised
Okay, wait.
person,
Let's
I
say
think
you
never
change-
just
Yeah,
do
you
hand
just smear the
sanitizer.
dirt all over them.
Thank you. Because, like, let's say you go and you change your oil. Let's do that. You changing your oil.
Why
So
would
you
I do
got
that? But
dirt
okay.
on your
We're
hands,
servicing the car again.
Oh, Lord,
but in the
that's
right,
not
in a
good
nice
anymore.
way. So you're changing your oil.
I would go to Jiffy Lube and let them do it. Why would I put that kind of grime on my hands?
You have hand sanitizer. That's why.
First of all, I'm not changing oil. I'll use a more practical one that I actually do. Like if I made myself lunch today. The hand sanitizer was right there. So before I fixed my lunch, I squirted some hand sanitizer and then made my lunch.
Okay, that doesn't really help. With what
Good to know.
But yeah, that's cool.
Good to know.
Because I agree. Yeah, in that case, do
It
that
was
real
with-
quick. Knock it
It
off.
was already right there. I'm not
But
going all the way to the
we talking
bathroom.
about dirt.
How
See,
much dirt is
you
you
have
getting?
used bamboo on a lot of situations. That stuff is still expensive.
It's expensive because we don't grow enough of it to be able to use it like that. But bamboo is like basically it's a weed.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal. I love it. It's
We
just
have a lot of it.
But anything that threatens to interrupt a major industry is going to be very expensive. That's why electric vehicles are so expensive.
Yeah.
That's why bamboo items are so expensive. That's why hemp is so expensive. Anything that's going to get in the way of an established thing. Now, what we're already seeing, weed prices stabilizing, coming down because they waited until they were able to get the infrastructure in place, to get the right regulations, the right certificates, all these things. And now all of a sudden, weed is okay. If the existing power can't find a way to make money off of it, they're going to make it expensive.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bamboo grows really fast, needs little
water, no chemicals can replace
many paper materials, metals, and wood products. I agree. You really need to ramp that up, but once again, just like Thea says, if anything that even remotely touches the status quo of what been going on, it's in the way.
That's why we don't have, wait for it, universal health care. It's not, well, there's a couple reasons. One is racism, because America's problem is who gets to share in the benefit. And as long as that's continues to be a problem, if you were going to say we're going to have universal health care and Black and Latino people couldn't have it, then it would pass really quick.
Yesterday.
It been passed.
But because you're going to make me share, and these Americans are not like us Americans, that there's a problem. But the other part of it, though, is it would massively disrupt the industry, because America can't have a drop off as far as profitability, even though at the end of the day, like it'll go down, but then it will go right back up. They don't want the down part, see, because the down part is going to be laying people off. It's going to be closing businesses. It's going to be suppliers going out of business. It's going to be all these things are going to go way left in order to put this new system in place. And when that happens, that means we have to report negative quarterly earnings. We got to piss off our investors. We got to have higher unemployment for a little while. We got to do all these horrible things. But wait, the unemployment really wouldn't have to happen, because we could do a big jobs thing so that we can make sure your pay is still happening. But we won't do that because, but that's why we don't have it.
Hey, Tracy. Happy Sunday.
Thank you. It is Sunday.
Oh, it don't matter. We are so out of here.
Happy Sunday.
It's Mother's Day for all you mothers out there.
Happy Sunday to
Oh, good. I hear the music.
Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Yeah, you can put your Sundays on your waffles, and we will call it breakfast.
You are so messing up the song.
He's throwing shade at me while he's doing it.
You can put a Sunday on a waffle.
No, put a ice cream on the waffle.
Yeah,
you never said you put ice cream on a waffle, did you?
Go back and watch the episode.
Oh, Jesus.
I thought we were just joking about like that.
No, I'm
I
actually.
thought we was joking about it. I didn't know you literally put a.
Yeah, I thought we were just joking because like
I'm
you put
sorry.
so many different things, like different toppings,
We was joking,
and then
when
we
I
were being
said-
silly and took it.
Nope,
I
I
said
actually
you
put
get a
ice cream
waffle and you would buy a sundae and then you would dump the sundae on top
on
of
top of
the
the
waffle. I
waffle.
was joking.
Yeah, that's dessert.
I thought you were playing. I'm sorry.
No, I actually do that.
Oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, non-conforming individuals, that is our show for tonight. Diaz, tell everybody where they can find you. And I don't get to cuss, so I can't call him an asshole. But Diaz, go ahead, man.
You can find me on complexsimpleman.com. All things me, you'll find there.
Tracy.
TracyMediaLLC.com, and shout out to all the mothers. Today is your day.
And Anna.
ReallyAccessor.com. And happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Even if you don't feel the appreciation, we appreciate you very much. We really do. I know I would not be anywhere close to where I am if it wasn't for my mother. So yeah, I really appreciate you, Mom. I really do. Happy Sunday. Night night all. Again, Anna, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
And
Night all.
Night all.
Night, Callie.
Thanks for hanging in there with us.
Thank you for hanging in with this little crazy crew, but at least now you know how we are. So again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, that is our show for tonight. Please do not forget to hit that like button on the way out. I would truly appreciate it. And until next time, we'll see you when we see you. Peace.